Yes, we'll go Keane the ball to Gray! Biggest name of the season, Gordon Strachan.
Wow.
What are you doing here? You look confused.
Exactly. What happened there? What actually happened there?
Thanks so much, Kelly.
I thought you meant that, didn't you? You gave me a scare.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it.
No, but you fitted in brilliant at the Hydro, didn't you?
I've actually driven a long way to come here, and I was thinking to myself, what have I done? Really?
Where's it all going? So you need to drive by Celtic Park to get here. You're thinking, I used to be the Celtic manager, now I'm doing this.
That's right. So, yeah. Actually being the Celtic manager seems a wee bit easier than being here at the moment. But anyway,
What did you prefer, Bratislava or this?
Oh, this is better than Bratislava. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is better than Bratislava. Matter of fact, as I said to you before, on my tombstone it'll have, this is still far better than Bratislava. So, well, I was watching the game yesterday and, I'm thinking to myself, a pair of guys have got beat, but I've got the record to get the worst defeat ever of a Celtic manager, first game. Yeah.
They brought it up, didn't they? Was it supposed
Did they bring it up?
They brought it up.
I thought they might do.
No, as bad as Strachan's, they said.
That's right, yeah.
Who was it said that?
And what was it, BBC?
Was it BBC?
Stephen Thompson, I think it was.
Tomo, was it?
They're probably editing that. Because that's what they did at BBC.
Scottish employers.
And then what they say, it was a mistake. Really? And you start clipping about with things and it was a mistake. Really? Come on.
Rogers Red Imps got mentioned as well.
Oh, did they? I was there that night.
Were you there?
There that night.
Were you playing as well?
I wasn't playing, but I was there. We went to, that was off the back of a 2 week in Slovenia pre-season, and that was the first game, so we didn't even usually do pre-season.
And you couldn't even get a game in that team?
Get a game, aye.
Jesus, that's worse than me.
He got offered to Red Imps and Red Imps didn't want him to play.
Aye.
Right, you got a cup of tea.
Gordon, can you remember Si, a young boy at Celtic?
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about him, tell me a wee bit as a personality and as a player?
We were 8-1 up against Dunfermline and he never put me on. That tells you how bad it was. 8-1, do you remember that? And you got asked after the game why you never put me on. Do you remember that now?
No.
But you will.
Oh, I remember it.
So interesting.
Did Lenny score that day?
Lenny scored.
Well, that's why you weren't getting on. Lenny scored it.
Did you think you should have gone?
No, I was fucking hopeless.
Yeah. No, you weren't hopeless.
No, I wasn't
You were
hopeless,
very
but
good
compared to
at
what
you
was
did.
there and miles off.
He was unfortunate. He had this personality when he was like, obviously, his characters kept him going to this position. But he had a bad injury as a kid, your ankle.
Yeah.
I always remember walking by you, seeing him in the gym every day. And there was definitely a player in there. But to be fair, you went on and at Swindon and all the rest of stuff and did all right for yourself. And the last time I seen you playing was Peterhead versus Dundee United when you ended up playing centre half.
Good, wasn't it?
You were actually
I was
very
good
good.
that day,
So what you doing here? You should have stuck in.
No. But do you know what, one thing he said, I was sitting on the bike, he was quite a weird personality. That'd be right to say, no weird, but you're like a bit different, aren't you?
Quirky.
Quirky, and just sitting on the bike, he just came sat next to me.
Weird.
And he never even went like, how are you doing? He just went, you'll be alright. And I was like, what? And he went, your ankle's doesn't work, you'll be alright. You'll be fine in life. Keep going.
I was right though, because I knew you had a character. The thing about life and politics, I talk about people I played with, and I talk about people I can trust, good teammates. And I know character. I'm good at spotting people with good character, like Vinnie Jones. You know, Vinnie wasn't a great football player, but a great character. Not a great actor. He's done 64 films. He's a shit singer, but he's made albums. But the fact is, his attitude of doing anything, he puts his mind to it, he sticks at it. It's wonderful because it's no easy actually doing something that you're not very good at, but you plough away. And Chris Kamara was the same. Chris would run about bumping into people. He was always talking and da-da-da-da. And then he leaves football. Because he's character building moments and resilience, he can go into another sphere in life and conquer it. You know, his punditry and TV. Wonderful. These guys, you have to have a character, not just for football, but for life.
Do you know what else he did? I was out for 2 years. I'd only been back training for a week and you put me in with the first team. Don't know if you remember it.
No.
Obviously just like a boost because I wouldn't have deserved to have been there. I've been out for 2 years, but a week back training, put us in I think it was on the bench. But I think a lot of it was Tommy as well.
Michael Gardner was there at
Burns.
the same time as you. Michael was a good player as well. Michael was a good young kid. Yeah. Yeah, I remember all the kids at that time. Yeah.
Full of carry on to, wasn't he?
Sorry?
Midge was full of carry on.
Oh, aye, yeah. He was a good lad, and he made a decent living for himself.
What about Andy Halliday? What was he like as a young player?
Where is he anyway?
Dublin, isn't he?
Is it
Christmas
right?
Day.
So he was Middlesbrough. I was at Middlesbrough, and it was Gordon McQueen that did all the hard work. Gordon McQueen was. I should have went on Gordon far more than I did because he had a good eye for players. back in, I was a bit lazy. I just went back to Scotland and brought everybody in Scotland and took them to Middlesbrough. And so it was Gordon was the big one. Then we talked about it, and I think it was about 50, 60, 80 grand or something like that, of course. And then when you see them at first, you think, okay, you're not an out-and-out winger, but you've got things. You've got a great attitude. He's always got a smile on his face, always laughing. If he's a Rangers fan, considering he was a Rangers fan, I thought that was brilliant. And you keep smiling like that. Wonderful attitude, you know. So
He played up front, didn't he?
he played. He could play.
I watched it. I watched. I think one of his first games. It was on Sky
For
Middlesbrough, and then he fell back to. He started playing left back. Karanka came in after you, was it?
Who?
Karanka.
No, I'll tell you who come after me. Tony Boruc.
Sorry, see if you're going to come on the show, mate. You're going to make sure you get what you're right with you.
Your homework.
Do your homework.
That's
Scott, you just can't turn
Scotty, man.
turn up late and just come shouting things out.
Just shouting things out.
Yeah. But anyway,
Well, Karanka put me.
Tony Mowbray.
Tony Mowbray, aye, that's shocking.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know when Karanka come along, but he was
after
a wee bit after me. Yeah.
So Mowbray replaced you at Celtic and Middlesbrough,
Eh?
Celtic and Middlesbrough. Tony Mowbray replaced you.
Aye. Yeah.
He's on here next week.
Is he? I can believe that. He got. Yeah. He actually got my house at Middlesbrough as well. That was fine. He moved in there.
Quite handy.
Were you terrified of
Terrified.
the manager?
But do you know what? He had a good, had a good way about it as well.
I was going to say, no, it's a horrible thing to hear that, you know.
No, not chair, but any young player, I think, with their manager, because you had a bit about you, didn't you?
I would hate, somebody said that with me once. I thought, that's horrible. Imagine being scared there.
That's the wrong word I've used there, terrified. It's more like, I don't know.
No, but I think you have to, for somebody as a manager or whatever above you, have to show a wee bit of respect. And within that respect, sometimes there's that wee bit, you know, it's the same when if I still meet Sir Alex. I've still got that thing at me. You know, I went to his wife's funeral, and my hair was longer at the time, so I was sitting with Steve Archibald and Willie Miller and Big Alec, and I was sitting there. I think he was coming for somewhere. Next minute, whack right at the back of my head. Get yourself a haircut. I went, all right. So it's 6 o'clock at night. I'm wondering where I can get a haircut at this time at night. You know, not to upset the fella. He's still got that aura about him. Yeah.
My first game back, I got sent off in a reserve game. You were in the stand with your wife. Don't know if you remember this as well. And I got sent off. It was big Charlie Mulgrew. I smashed Charlie. He was running through last man. I got sent off. My first game back, 2 years. And we were going out that night, all the boys. So I've walked into the dressing room, not thinking any, and I went straight to the bathroom and I'm standing fixing my hair.
Oh, no.
And I turned around and you were standing and you were like, what are you doing? But you were brilliant. It's obviously I'd just been sent off my first game. You're like, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be.
What were you doing, mate?
I get my hair ready for the night out. Gordon, we do hang on the show pet peeves. So things that annoy you in life, I'm sure you've got some. One in football, one in everyday life, if you don't mind.
Oh, in football?
And then everyday life as well.
I'm getting really annoyed. Well, there's a couple of things I get annoyed with. All the handshakes before the games and all that. With every sort of kid in the world coming on, you know, hundreds of them. It's like you know, the King and I, or the soundy music. There's kids everywhere. Just play the game. But that's one. But the one I hate now, and I've seen it with Luke McCowan last week. I love Luke. You know, he's made talking about character things, made himself in this player that he has played with Celtic, and he gets injured. And he's rolling about, and he goes, what is that? You've seen that on telly somewhere. Does that make you, that is hurt. What is anybody doing that? That doesn't, remember when a kid got hurt, you used to go, oh, fuck, oh. Now they're going, oh, there you are, that's just to show you it's really hurting. As if, or does that make it go away? I'm not really sure what that does. Right, okay. Does it make it go away? Or does it say to everybody in the crowd, look, I'm actually hurting? But it's a horrible thing. Oh, that's come from Italy, you know.
Yeah.
So Luke tried it for air. Right, I'll try this. See if that works.
And then everyday life?
Everyday life, the news channels.
Depressing.
No, it's depressing nowadays. It's not depressing. They actually want to scare you now. No matter what it is, they want to scare the living daylights out of you. Whether it be this, it was like last week. There's some planes, the computers no look. It's not got this. It's got to fly. Nothing happens really. You know, everything scares you these days. They want to scare even the weather. The weather. You know, Sky News. Right, we're out here, and there's about that much snow, and they're standing on the top of a hill, and it's got to look at the snow. It used to be up to your backside, the snow going to school. Look at the wet, that's not, and you can look down for the hill, it's green down there, but he's standing on top of a hill. It's got to be dreadful.
I knew this part would be perfect for you.
It's dreadful, you know, look at that. He just goes, that's no weather, and it's got to be this, and it's got to be that. Really?
Well, I've got one this week. It'd be good to get your opinion on it as well. Football teams following the manager on his first day with a camera.
Do you not like it?
Leave him alone. He wants to have conversations with players. He doesn't want you filming it.
So who is it?
Nancy. Like filming him and the chief exec having a cuddle outside a taxi. Nancy, sorry. Who the fuck wants to watch that? And then he's going to James Forrest, who's as awkward as he is already, James. You've got a camera in his face. He doesn't know what to say to the manager, and then everyone's slaughtering it. Why put him through that?
Just leave it with his first day.
There's never been anything like these documentaries you get but in the dressing room. There's never been a good one of them, and not one manager comes out looking positive after that. But I'll go, well, really? To be fair, if you actually see yourself sometimes, and I remember there was a manager who was a good manager at Young Boys at Burley, went to buy leathers, and I spoke to him once, and he was a lunatic, and then he got the club cameras to film him, and then when he watched himself, he went, "What the backside I am." So he drew back, and he said, "I'm more controlled now because I'm not leaping about like an idiot." But these documentaries, they never work. I've never seen one working. Yeah, and I wouldn't like anybody inside a dressing room with a camera if I was doing it, because you actually don't like yourself sometimes when you're in there.
Came from the NFL stuff, didn't it? That's where it originated from.
American stuff, isn't it?
American football.
Right, lads, before we crack on with the rest of the podcast, we're taking a quick break to give a shout out to our partners Huel, who are today's sponsors.
Go on to Huel.
Huel.
Well, boys, it's December, and usually at this time of year, my routine becomes an absolute shambles with a hectic schedule coming up.
Same here, mate. You've obviously got tavern for games, Christmas shopping with the family, Christmas nights out as well. So since getting on Huel this year, it's kept everything nice and intact for me.
Huel's genuinely been holding my December together. I've had such a busy schedule. My go-to at the moment is the Huel Black Edition ready to drink. It's a proper complete meal with 35 grams of protein, high fibre and 27 essential vitamins and minerals. Perfect for those mornings where I need something filling and saves me from rattling through a Christmas selection box.
Well, boys, I've been on the lighter stuff coming up to the Christmas parties. That's why I'm getting right in about the Huel Light ready to drink. It's just 190 calories, still packs in around 25 grams of protein and includes 26 essential vitamins and minerals. It's the lightest, lowest carb option, more like a high protein, nutritionally complete shake that doesn't weigh you down. Great for when I'm snacking non-stop, but still needs something balanced in between.
Do you know what's the best part of that, mate? Zero prep, zero mess, chuck it over. Literally grab, shake.
That's what you do.
Right.
Wow.
If you're trying to stay fueled during the busiest, snack-heavy month of the year, having both the Black Edition ready to drink and the Huel Light ready to drink in the fridge, honestly, it's a game changer.
Andy, throws that back. Si, take it away and tell the people at home the incredible discount from Huel while I crack this bad boy open.
You enjoy that, wee man? Get in about Huel's amazing products and get £10 off your first order with our exclusive code OPENGOAL at huel.com/OpenGoal. Minimum £60 spend, new customers only. And make sure you fill out the post-checkout survey to help support the show. Go on, Huel!
Yes! I think we should talk about, we're coming up to Christmas. You have just went to Premier League, boys. Amazing, innit?
Really good Saturday.
Buddies.
We haven't. I don't think we've been great this year, mate, to be honest. Like, our level of consistency has not been great, but Saturday we were really good. Started really well. 3 up after, 25 minutes?
5 minutes, some really good goals. Should have been more. And I think in terms of our first half, it's as good as we've probably been. Because I think we were expecting a tough game, but the fact we were 3-0, I think a lot of that was down to how we played there.
Mm.
On a good run, ain't you?
Yeah, we are on a good run now. Dumbarton away next week, so.
From there tomorrow night.
In the cup.
Did you remember that?
Yeah. And then my boy's a commentator, Gordon, so that gives me a lot of joy. He commentates on our games.
Oh, that's good.
He's excellent.
Yeah, he's very good, mate, isn't he?
So the problem is, if you get somebody, your son doing it, everybody thinks it's because of you. They don't realise that they had to put a lot of hard work into it. Sometimes that's a problem when you've got a famous father.
How old is Frank?
13.
13.
Oh, Jesus.
Mate, the work he
what's
puts
going
in
on?
it, though.
That's slave labour.
No,
What are you talking about? 13?
He loves it.
You can't be doing that.
The social
I thought you were going to say about 23 or something like that. 13.
He'll be in a home soon now. You
Jesus.
just said that.
Goodness.
Mate, he'll take your job soon here.
Oh, I don't know.
He is brilliant.
Any made you happy this week? Anything in life that's you said about the moans, but anything that's made you really happy?
Yeah, loads of things make me happy. I went to see an under 12s yesterday, Aberdeen versus Dundee, and I stood in the middle of two games, and I enjoyed looking either side of that to see these kids playing. It's therapeutic watching good young kids playing football.
Was there a certain thing that you seen in the game that you enjoyed, or just enjoyed watching the kids having fun?
Just the kids having fun, and the coaches were good. They gave them enough information without going over the top. The players played in the right spirit. There was one wee cheeky one at Aberdeen who was actually quite good, actually. He had a wee bit grit about him, you know, that wee bit different. He was flicking out at people in that when who'd ever had a kick at him. I thought, it's all right though, So I enjoyed that yesterday. That was great. And I what did I do this week? I went to meet my old manager. Well, I've had a lunch for him, Huel Wilkinson at Leeds, where I met a lot of my old teammates that I played with.
Right.
There's always and the funny thing about it is, you'll get this till you're a bit older. When you meet them again, say they're 60, whatever it is, they're bald, fat, and whatever, but their characters never change. Their character's still the same ones that are cracking jokes, that the ones on the receiving end that are still there, the ones with crappy gear are still wearing crappy gear. So it's wonderful that I can go and meet these lads again. Aye.
Well, we did have an ex-teammate come to the Hydro, and we thought he'd be his usual self, but never worked out that way. Snoddy, that was last time we seen you.
Mm-hmm.
You saved the day, mate.
You saved the Hydro.
Oh dear. To be fair, do you know that I didn't know that's where I was going?
You thought it was a podcast?
I thought it was a podcast.
Well, you thought it was similar to this?
Similar to this. So it was Paul that asked me, so what podcast? No problem. And you know what? I went, okay, I know Simon, I'm going to do that, that's fine. So I said to us, I'm going to do this. And then about a couple of days before, I was in Dundee, and the player said, you doing the... No, I'm not doing that, I'm just doing a podcast and the date. I'm not dating the thing.
Sure.
Are you sure? I'm sure. I've got confirmed that I'm just doing a podcast with Simon and Paul, and we sit down and chat. And then when I got there, what's going on here? Ended up, I thought it was an Oasis concert. It was mental.
Did you enjoy it to an end?
I enjoyed it, yeah, but I couldn't get it to start with, because there was people like, who else was there? Gordon Dale and Mark Wilson.
Yeah.
And then
Faddy as well.
Faddy. So they're all kind of sensible people. Mark Wilson I've known, so Mark was great. But yeah. And then when they go on stage, faking this, fucking that, I'm thinking, what's going on here? Swearing and everything and screaming and shouting and talking about body parts and all the rest of it. What am I doing here?
I mean, you're brilliant.
Yeah.
You were really good.
So, yeah.
Did you follow Snoddy?
He came after Snoddy and he said, Snoddy told a really long story, and he went, Netflix have just took the rights on for Snoddy's 12-part donut story. Was your wife there? Did she come that night?
No.
You take her everywhere, don't you?
Tell I've been on it, to be honest with you.
You take her everywhere, don't you? She used to come to reserve games.
Yeah. She loves all the games, aye.
He needs some relationship advice. If you're going to give him any, what would it be?
What type of relationship?
Just to get a bird.
To get a bird? Well, you're gin, so we're struggling right away. You've got to get in the mindset when you go to a nightclub, you're coming home yourself. You know fine well you're getting the taxi home on your own. You've just got to get into that mindset when you're a dinner.
And then anything you get a bonus.
Yeah.
It's when the lights going, mate.
How did that go down in Argentina?
With the... ginger ale. I love it earlier, mate. I think it's Gringo earlier. I'm sure. So they loved us earlier, mate.
But to be fair, in Argentina, there's a lot of Scottish kind of heritage over it. There's loads of names like that, Wilson and Brown and things.
How did that happen?
It was mining. They all went out to help the mining in the late 19th century, 18-something, 60s. They all went over there and helped with the mining, but they just stayed. And so there's ginners appearing and all the rest of it, and Browns and Wilson.
You've probably got more opportunity to meet a bird down there than you would in a nightclub.
Down where?
The mining.
Oh, I wonder what you're talking about there.
Maybe you should start that back.
Go to mining every week.
A mining week.
Moving to Mulligan.
Move tomorrow.
Our absolute hero sent the message to him at the Hydro, Tommy Gravison, sent you a message that night. Did you ever get in contact with him again?
Because you phoned me not that long ago asking for his number, didn't you?
I got him.
You got him, okay.
I got him for some reason or other. Yeah, a funny fella. And the funny thing is, when you read things, like, I kind of fell out of him. It's impossible to fall out. You can't fall out with him. I loved him. I thought it was great. Every day was great fun. And but as I said to you, you just couldn't find a position for him. He's just his own man, you know. And I talked about that night about the problems you would get with him. But there weren't any nasty problems in any way whatsoever. You know, look at Salah turning up because he gets left out one game. So Thomas was never like that.
Mm.
Thomas was excellent as a fella, you know. And technically, you put it look there, brilliant, and trained hard, but it was just impossible to find a position.
Just run about everywhere.
Just the way to go. Where is he now?
Did you not see him once, like, don't run about to the fullback, just stay on this man in the first minute? He just
no. What I did was I said it was at Aberdeen, and I said to him, just you once we start, just stay level with Lenny, kind of play square to him, tune him in the middle of the park. And we'll see how it settles because they'll come for us, blah, blah. Okay. He's everywhere. He's over there. He's playing right winger. He's running about. He's got a big smile on his face. And Lenny's looking at me going, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like this in my life. He's zooming across there, he's laughing at people and he's playing with the linesman. And it was just mayhem. But as I said, I wouldn't have changed it for all because I thought he was just a great lad.
I'm so glad that you've backed it up because I've told a story. We were playing at Albion Rovers. He came down to the reserves and played with the reserves for 6 months. Came to Albion Rovers. Well, I think he was.
He's on back for 6 months. He was just going to get a game.
And I'm playing centre mid on, mate, and you go to pass the bottom, mate, and he's standing out on the left wing with his hand up like that. And I'm like, Tommy, you're meant to be in here with me. Like,
what I thought.
If you can't play against Albion Rovers on your own, lad, you're never going to play for Celtic.
That's okay.
On your own. What was it? Was he a good trainer on that?
Oh, it was a great trainer.
Was he?
Oh, yeah, a great trainer. A great trainer. But as I said, if he trained and did it and it was a ball and maybe like ate his side or something like that, he was fine. But if you actually put in a structure, forget it.
He's getting a headlock during training. Right, lads, today's show is brought to you by the Clubhouse, a stunning sports bar situated at the top of Princess Square. As ever, Open Goal viewers can get 20% off your food bill when you quote Open Goal, Paul.
Well, Simon, it's a big week of European football ahead with standout fixtures in the Champions League being shown at the Clubhouse, including Liverpool, Inter versus Liverpool and Real Madrid against Man City. Who do you fancy there? Liverpool are a bit free-fall, aren't they? With Salah coming out.
Great games at Liverpool, though. 3-3 at the weekend. Really good.
Where did you make it, Salah?
Aye, good.
Arsehole.
I thought it was out
I'm hoping that, I don't know when this is going out, but I'm hoping that when he goes back to training, he gets everybody together, players, staff, and goes, listen, I had a breakdown there. There's something wrong here. I shouldn't have said that. Mm-hmm. It's outrageous what he said. You got to remember that these players and staff and all the people at Liverpool have helped him to get where he is today as well. Mm-hmm. And they actually backed him with a big giant contract. So there you go, there you are. And to be left out of the team and start that, it's hugely disappointing for me, because I always thought he was a very respectful kid and got on with it. So it's come as a huge disappointment. So I hope he has a look at himself and somebody says, that wouldn't have happened.
Do you ever have players do that to you? Speak it.
We never had social media and all the rest of it the way it was. You used to have an argument with some player and that was it. You put it aside and it'd be a standalone. You couldn't text somebody and say, I think you're an arse. You had to say it to their face, mm-hmm. which was hard for me because some of them were big lads. You know, I needed a backing sometimes, so I need to get the staff round.
Jim Blythe in it.
Big Jim,
Big Jim would be your backup.
Jimmy was, I need to get him in. You know, if Bob was watched the speech, you're right, lads, I want you on around here, just in case he kicks off and he picks me up and throws me through the window. No, I've never had arguments with players about no playing and things like that.
But they've never publicly came out and
never really. No, I don't think so. No,
it's not the norm though. Not as a player, it's not a norm to go out after a game when you're walking through, obviously the press.
How does he deal with it now though?
Do the manager in?
How does Slot deal with this now? He's been left out into the European squad.
Has he?
Yeah.
Don't think you can play him.
No, I don't think you can play him now, can you?
Well, you can't play him. You can definitely play him and say, get on with it, show me how great you are then, and what mistake I did leaving you. But before it, I don't think any of us would have said, he deserves to be in all the time now.
Yeah.
You know, I think the days where he dominated games, he was still last year scoring a lot of goals, But it was only kind of pinches of goals, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Because when Firmino and Manny were there, they three were dominating game. And he was dominant again, and every time he touched it, something happened. But it wasn't like that last year. I just thought the goals were still there, but it wasn't that big, huge influence.
He's still in the top 5 players for chances created within the league.
Oh, is he? Wow. Also be sure all 3 Scottish teams in European action on Thursday night, including Robbie Keane's Ferencvaros v Rangers at 5:45, and then Celtic v Roma and Aberdeen v Strasbourg at 8. Big week for Scottish teams in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll not watch it. I'm going to a party. I'll not see any of that. That's
What
very good.
party?
Sorry?
What party is it?
Someone in London.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice life. You've got a nice life, haven't you?
I've got a great life.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Do you not miss being in management now?
No.
Not at all.
I miss coaching and working with players, but I still do it to a certain extent. I was in the training ground this morning speaking to kids and coaches and working against how you work against a back three and things like that, and talking about it. And,
In case they play Celtic.
yeah. So, yeah, it was just in general, there's a kind of, let's have a talk about how you would do it, you know. So that's what I was doing this morning. So that keeps me in the loop, and we talked a wee bit about recruitment this morning. Keeps you in the loop again, just enough. Just to keep saying, about going to other things.
And there's no better place for watching the games and getting a pint and nice food in the clubhouse, so book yourself a table in the link in the description box below. There you go.
Parties, Andy's in Dublin. Gordon, how did you fit this time of the season when your teams were going away for Christmas do as a manager?
It was torture. It was torture. You're just waiting there for somebody, you know. There was usually somebody comes in with a black eye and a roof there, and you go, oh Christ, what's going on here? So
always be the ones that you'd expect it to be, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was always the same fellas at Celtic. You could name them. I remember there was an incident somewhere in America, and head of security, Ronnie Hawthorne.
Yeah, Ronnie.
I was in my bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. And he went, 3 players got in trouble last night. Right. I said, aye, okay. He says, you want to know who they were? I went, I'll stop you right now. I know who they are. I've not even been out. And I went, him. He went, yeah, how would you know that? Genius, isn't he? See, somebody got smacked in the chops. And I went, all right. I says, only way I'm going to get back to sleep if you tell me it was him. And he went, it was him. I says, good night, Ronnie. He fell asleep again.
Delighted.
Did you know? It was torture, the Christmas party.
But you banned us, well, no, I spent the first team for going out in Glasgow, didn't you?
Well, I tried my best, but it's nearly impossible. I tried my best. It was only for their own good, really. It was the same when I went to Southampton. The only trouble you ever get with players is when they drink.
Yeah.
Because it's always, we'll just go out for a couple of beers. Players have never had a couple of beers in their life. You ever go out and say, I've just had 2, I'm just off home now. That'll be right. Sit yourself down there. Then, no. So there's no need for it now. The wages they get and the way they're looked after, there's no. Years ago when I started playing 20, we got the same wage as the guy next door to me in Aberdeen. So you could go out and drink and nobody bothered. Now it's a wee bit different. You don't want to be splashing your wealth in front of people who have worked hard for their wealth, and you know, you're shouting and screaming and all the rest of it, and ordering champagne. The pair of guys got half a pint. You deserve a slap for doing that, to be honest with you.
Remember you said to the first thing, he's like, in Glasgow, if you're in go down to London. Nobody's got a clue who you are doing this.
That's true. It's true though.
I couldn't think of anything worse than going away for 2 or 3 days now on a Christmas day.
Where was your favourite?
The Monday's horrible, isn't it?
Oh, the fear you've got.
It's horrible.
I was like Liverpool. I like Liverpool as a place.
Liverpool.
You got a favourite one?
Well, I like Dublin and Belfast. London
good.
as well. Done London a couple of times with Celtic. Really.
Who was the best one you had? What team?
Hibs, Dublin.
What characters and that? James Keating, who's that?
You've had your Cummins, your Boyles, all these sort of boys.
Have you ever had a manager note like banning it for happening because the run of results you've been on?
The Canio banned it, but we all still went.
Oh.
Football players.
Where do you stand on that if you're in a bad run, a manager like cancelling it? Do you think that's a bad idea or good idea?
Well, have you ever cancelled it?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's the optics of it. If you're playing badly and the thing's going wrong. And again, it's the optics of people are paying a lot of money and they see you guys dressed up as whatever it is when you're going fancy dress. Oh, look, just been beat 4-0 by Dundee or something like that, which will never happen. But the fact is, you know, and you're all dressed up as clowns and all the rest of it, and cowboys, and YMCA, the village people. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm spending my money to come and see you clowns. You're doing the village people.
They made the World Cup draw.
They're still going, aren't they? It's not the original guys. They're no there.
What about that draw, by the way?
Oh, mate.
What was
incredible.
that?
Never seen it, sorry.
Party.
What happened? How did we get on?
You watched it, so tell us what happened.
Mate, is that not the worst thing I've ever seen?
I couldn't hear. I was doing the super scoreboard because I just see it in the screen, then seeing the village people there and Trump doing
Mate,
the
Donald Trump
dance.
presented himself his own trophy.
That's amazing, isn't it? The way he just stands and dances like that. You think his wife would go like, sit down you.
Nah, I think he's that type.
What about the draw then? So Haiti, Morocco and Brazil. What did you make the draw?
But what about how it happened though? Like, there was about 5 or 6 teams get put into that and then they get taken back out.
Aye, because you can't have them
Aye,
from
the
the
same.
same continent.
Bah. Do you know what? Actually, I think it's
Pretty
Scotland can qualify. Scotland can qualify, mate.
Think so?
Yeah, there is easier group set of
Morocco are a good side.
No, aye. But I think there's 8 third teams can qualify though still.
Yeah.
So got a good chance, isn't
I
it?
think there's 32 at the 48, isn't there? They can qualify for 32.
So
Yeah.
8 of the best third place
Do you
finishes.
fancy Scotland qualifying?
I had a third place finish. I wouldn't expect us to beat Morocco or Brazil. But then again, at the same time in isolation,
Yeah.
we've had good games against Portugal, Spain over the years.
Yeah.
Haiti, you would like to
I
think.
didn't even know they had a team. Seriously, honestly.
Is there a team for was it Cape Verde?
Cape Verde, yeah.
There was somebody St.
Where did
Caledonia.
that start?
St. Caledonia as well.
No, they're in the qualifiers.
Oh, are they?
New Caledonia,
That's it, New Caledonia.
Strange, isn't it?
just up north
that
of
true?
Inverness.
What have you made of Scotland in the qualifying group? Gone. A lot of people said no, played great, but got the results.
No,
Go by that.
it's the only collateral, and I was just speaking to people this morning, people at hospitality and commercial stuff at Dundee. The only collateral in football is winning. No matter how you do it, it's the only thing that matters. And funny enough, I very rarely, when I watch a game, I can't remember the last time I was a supporter, but when I was 15-year-old, I was a supporter. That was the last time I was kind of a supporter. But I become a supporter again during that game against Denmark. Me and Mrs. S were jumping about and, well, hey, because normally I watch a game and it's analytical, you watch it and you go, this is that and this is what's happening here. But you lost it this is great, this is brilliant. And I enjoyed it. The feeling of being a fan again is something I've never had since I was really 15. There'll be a couple of games in between that you probably say, I turned into a fan again somewhere along the line.
Would that be one of your regrets for your managerial career, that you never qualified for Scotland? Because you had some massive results and great performance, didn't you? Just fell short.
I wouldn't have, would I liked it? Yes, of course I would have liked it, but it doesn't keep me up awake at night, because there's so much happened in my life in terms of, not so much winning things, but the fun I've had and the great people I've met, that I never go back and think, I wish I'd done that. It'd been nice, it'd been great, but then you look back and go, would people have swapped that for that? No, life's been too good to.
Favourite moment, the Scotland game, the England game was brilliant, wasn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah. And I have a strange sort of, as you say, I've got a quirky mindset. And so when we went 2-1 up, and people say, you're on about, yeah. I went, aye, yeah. So what were you thinking about the time? I said, well, there's a head of the English supporters club on, bald fat geezer, Newcastle guy. And he was on about 3 days before. I was walking by the tail and I heard him going, well, Scotland, third-rate country, blah, blah, blah. I thought, yeah, fab. So when we scored the second goal, I literally ran towards England fans. I'm going, I want to spot this fat bastard, right? And I went, fucking, right, and I ran back again. And when they equalised, I thought that big fat bastard would be smirking away. So strange things make me tick, and that was it. When the ball went in, everybody else going, it's the best goal ever. Don't care, I want to find this guy, right? So that's probably one regret that, we didn't win that game, because I had my speech ready at that point. When it went 2-1, most people were thinking about tactics, and I'm going, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak about this fella after the game. I'm going to get right into him, the clown. And everybody's looking like, Gaffer, what do you think? Doesn't matter, I'm thinking about this clown.
Did you use him before the game in your team talk? No.
No.
Do you remember what you said before that game? Your team talk was quite good, wasn't it?
No, because sometimes you have these Churchillian speeches. You've all heard them.
You liked Fortune favours the bold. I remember you saying that quite a bit.
No.
The brave, sorry. You used to say that quite a bit, I remember.
Yeah, but it's become a cliche. You try to get something original, really. You know. And the funny thing is, you actually do all this Churchillian speeches, you know, about the guys, if you play together, this is the place to be, and you got this, and you got that, and this, you work together, you can play against this top side, and all the rest of it. So you get them together, and they go out, and you go, you want your jacket, Gaffer? No, give me another one. That's my lucky one, because there's a lot of crap. So, for all that Churchillian speech, you're putting your lucky jacket on, you know.
Have you ever said that and you're like, what have I just said there?
Absolutely, yeah, loads of times. I did something at Southampton once, and there was a board up, and I went, right, I believe this, right, and I believe this, and I believe this. So I was halfway through, and I said to everybody, does anybody here think I sound a bit like Martin Luther King? But half of them didn't know who Martin Luther King was. But I thought, I'm turning to Martin Luther King here. Right, okay, I've done loads like that. I mean, honestly, I've done loads where you think, oh, right, okay. And you've got to stop and laugh at yourself, because there's a point with our manager, you can see the boys going, I've said something wrong here. There was at Southampton, we had Klaus Lundegvam was a magnificent centre half, and another Norwegian called Joe Tessum. And I've only been there about 2 weeks, and they were same height, same hair, same everything. So I was speaking to him, and I said, listen, I want you to just back off a wee bit. Don't get so close to it. This guy's rolling you. So as I'm talking to him, I can see him looking at him and I go, you're Joe, you're no Klaus, are you? And he went, yeah. I'd been talking to the wrong one. You see his face, you can see him going, I'm not a centre half, and I'm not even Klaus, I'm Joe. I went, you're Joe, aren't you? He went, aye.
That's right. The guys called us, said they always used to pick up fruit.
So I heard, aye.
Yeah. Called us, said that, when you're on one, you would always
you wouldn't know, you get these manners that you don't know, you'd pick up a bit of fruit, maybe it's just to calm myself down, or I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't have known that.
What are you going to say, mate?
Mate, Brazil and Miami though, it's going to be unbelievable, isn't it?
It'll be great.
And we're maybe potentially doing a live show out there in Miami. Gordon, would you fancy coming on again, do a live show with us?
I'm going to try and get out of there. If there's one game I was going to try and get to, I'll try and get there. Yeah, I'll try and get there, and it'll be. It's just no for the players and the coaches. And this is for the whole of Scotland. This will be colour, atmosphere, fun.
Yeah.
And it's one of the games. Whatever happens in the World Cup, I think everyone should try and get a ticket to be there, whether Scottish or Brazilian or all the rest of it. You should try and be there, because it's got to be. The colour and the fun's got to be great.
Incredible. That week there when Scotland qualified was the happiest that brought people. Unreal though.
That was incredible.
Yeah. Mad that football can bring people on it.
Yeah.
It can give
it's the one thing about the Scotland Manager, you've got the ability to make a whole nation happy. Unfortunately, sometimes you make them miserable. But the ability to do that and make people happy, again, that's better than money. Anything, medals, it's making people happy. It's a great thing.
Well, you're your ideal man. You played against Brazil in the 1982 World Cup. What was it like playing against that side? To be fair, they should have won the World Cup, to be honest with you. And I just remember the atmosphere was great. And talking about tactics, Big Jock played me as the number 10, just off Stevie Archibald. And really, the referee should have booked me for time wasting. I was useless. I was just floating about there doing nothing. And I got taken off at the same time as Brazil's worst player of all time. There's a big striker called Serginho. Unfortunately, both of us come off at the same time, and he wanted to swap strips. You like that? Oh, for Christ's sake, there's Zico out there, Junior, Falco, Cerezo, Socrates, and there's this big fella. So I had to sit for a while. It's in the house. I say that's the worst Brazilian player of all time. But the fact that he's now in Rio de Janeiro saying, listen, I got the Scottish worst player of all time. There's this wee ginger-headed fella. he's in Brazil with my top on.
That's incredible. Played 2 World Cups.
Incredible.
82, 86, scored against West Germany.
Aye.
What sort of impact can that have on your life, scoring the World Cup for Scotland?
Well, there's always wee things that people come up and talk to you about. And it's not the goal, it's kind of the celebration they talk about. We had a celebration that everybody talks about.
What was it?
You don't know about it? No.
No.
I'm not telling you. You have to do the research.
I did research the goal, I just never cut off after the goal went in.
It was a kind of, I was pretending to jump over a big hole in this hat, but I couldn't get out of it. So I kind of put my leg over it and kind of looked over and I couldn't get it, so I went back the way. So a lot of people talk about that. Obviously, no you because you've never seen it. But, you know, so if you leave something, the goal was actually quite good. But if you leave something behind, and it's good that you have that, because you've got a link with everybody probably to the day you kind of die. So this, I don't know how long ago that, what, 82, 86? Mm-hmm. So it's a long time ago, but people come up and start talking about it. So
Did you enjoy going away with teams for like, what would that be, 3-4 weeks at a
No,
day?
hated it.
No, I thought that.
It was horrible, because it wasn't like today when you got the social media, you've got your IT and all the technology and iPads. Nothing. We were allowed one call a week.
Jail-based.
Your missus. And you know the Harlan you got outside the house, you know, that kind of pebble dash thing. Yeah. Well, the room I had it inside. Right? When they headboard, and it's like that. I was like trying to get the Spanish telly on. And Ferry's next door, he's coughing and splutting because he got a nervous cough and splutter. I couldn't sleep at night, it was horrendous. It was horrendous. There was a what do you call them, Macarachi bands? The 3 guys. Right? Right, so no, when you went for something, these guys would appear. So you're miserable. You know what these 3 clowns singing in your ear. You go, do me a favour, would you? And I got up one day, I thought, right, I'm going for breakfast. I get done before everybody. 5:45 I went down there, and they were just putting out the cornflakes, and I was the only person there. I can see one guy looking at me doing this, because it's usually about 8 o'clock. So I'm just into my cornflakes. And next minute, there they are, they appear. They're putting their gear on, and I've got to smart it. And I'm sitting myself with these 3 clowns singing away. I hate that, so what to be him. One time a minute, all right. Got my cornflakes. Oh,
that's incredible, isn't it?
I hate it. No, it was horrible. You know, the only good thing about it was the games. The game.
World Cup.
And it must have been horrible if you went there and you didn't get much playing time. It must have been horrendous, you know.
Alan Brazil told us a story. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So it was when you got knocked out at the 82. You asked Jock Stein if the boys could get dropped off at Portobello for a pint.
Yeah.
Stein apparently wasn't happy, but it led to a mad night out with Rod Stewart. Is that true?
No, that was the first night. It was the first night. It wasn't the last night. Because the last night, they did, but I didn't go. I was... But Rod had a house along in Estepona. I don't know if he was there. But me and John Robertson, we had to stay back for the drug test.
Right.
So, me and John had to stay back. So that was a bonus for a Scotsman, because in the days, it wasn't just you take blood or something like that. There was in a wee room, you could help yourself as much drink as you wanted. Mm-hmm. Champagne, beer, wine. I cut a long story short, that you're actually holding it in so you can drink more alcohol, right? And again, I cut a long story short, there's 2 Russian guys in there, one who couldn't do the toilet properly. He pissed on the doctor's stuff, and he got hauled out and never played again for Russia again, this boy.
Right.
Aye.
See, on the Rod Stewart thing, where's the friendship with him come from then? Yeah.
Well, I've known him forever.
He's a proper close hand, like the wife sang about together.
Aye. Yeah, all the time, going on holiday, yeah.
Where'd you go on holiday?
I'm not telling you.
So, were you pally while you played, or was it only when you got a wee bit older that you really started thinking about it?
Knew him, but when I become a manager and had time, then become really good. Yeah, we texting during the game on Sunday. Yeah.
Because you took us down to his house for pre-season.
Yeah.
Did you meet him?
You'd be trained at his house,
Yeah. And he was in his wee window looking out, and he was bagging airs, because in case the boys didn't like the facilities and all that kind of stuff. So, no, I've known him for...
A full session?
Yeah.
He got a pitch?
He had a great pitch.
Amazing.
He had a great pitch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, had a great pitch. I used to go and play there in a veterans thing on a Sunday. We used to play there. So it's fine, yeah. But
was he good?
He was a good football
was
player.
he good?
Great cross of the ball, good pass of the ball, yeah.
Right.
He had that kind of natural bend on his crossing. But he's football. That's we spend a lot of time together. Yeah.
And you're pals with the lead singer of James as well.
Tim's one of good family friend now. Yeah. Tim's.
You know James, Sarah.
But I went sit down. What's a song?
Sometimes and all that. Their stuff now is just phenomenal. They're the best, probably the best live band in Britain. and they can change and do anything they want. But Tim is a quiet fella and nice and relaxed and all that. It's completely different for me, but like chalk and cheese, but we got on great.
Brilliant.
He's a Leeds fan.
Oh, is that how it came out?
He wrote me a letter when I was at Leeds, if I could meet up to talk about being a wee bit old and how you deal with it, because he was an older member of the band at the time, how you deal with it. And so, yeah, he's a bit special, him. Yeah.
Wow.
Be great to get Gordon every week, wouldn't it?
Fancy it?
Fancy.
What's
Gordon
that?
every week,
50
Wes?
quid a week?
What for?
Come on here.
Come on here.
Is
Every
that
week.
what you're getting? That's wonderful. You're getting overpaid.
Jock Stein, Alex Ferguson. No a bad couple of managers to
incredible.
manage.
But to be fair, somebody talk about managers. I've just had nothing but great managers. Huel Wilkinson, the last Englishman to win the top division, you know, and Billy McNeil, Celtic manager, Aberdeen, Celtic, Aston Villa. I had great managers. I really have. You know, but all different types. All stubborn, all, you know, got an ambition, whatever, but different people.
If you had to say you're most like one of them, who would it be?
None of them.
Nah?
No.
Ferguson a wee bit, nah?
No. I suppose the only thing you could probably compare is anger. You know, this again, that's another Johnny Lydon song. Anger's an energy. It is with Sir Alex, you know, and I was a wee bit like that. The angrier I got, the more focused I was.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing, but we were different people.
So how does Jock Stein and Alex Ferguson compare?
Well, I didn't see Jock at his peak when he was managing every week. I had Jock when he was at Scotland Manager. And I think you have to be a different animal as a manager, a Scotland manager, or an international manager, because at a club you can demand anything from a player. You can tell me come at this time at training, do this, run. You can be in their face because you're paying them a good wage. You know, the club is. And that's why I feel sorry for Scottish players. It'll be okay just now, but when you bring an international group together, and you'll know this for a fact, that you're giving up your time from your family, you know, and you don't get any money playing for Scotland unless you qualify for the World Cup or something like that. You come because you want to represent your country, you want to make your family proud, you want to make your friends proud, you do it for the fans, you do it for the country. So you're doing it for absolutely nothing. Right? You're away for 2 weeks and sometimes you don't get a game. So that, as a manager, it's very hard. You can only ask players in international to do things, right? Whether they tell them to turn up whatever time or play in that position, you can only ask them. As a club manager, you demand to do it because you're paying them this wage and it's up to them to do it. And that's the whole thing. But do you imagine if you said to your missus this now, right, I'm going to London, I'm going to work away for 2 weeks, I'm going to leave the kids with you look after them, get them for school, do that, feed them, all the rest of it. And I'm going to come back after that, miserable, because I've not done anything. And she'll say, how much do you get paid for that? Oh, absolutely nothing. And I've got a big axe on my head for the daily record, it must be axed, you know, and that's kind of stuff, you know. So so I always felt as a manager, I couldn't be the manager who was demanding manager to Celtic or Coventry, Southampton, whatever. I had to be this manager that asked people to do things. So it's a different thing. So Jock Stein was like that.
Right.
Because I seen the difference in Sir Alex when he became the Scotland manager. He was never as demanding as he was when he was Aberdeen Man United. It's a different thing.
Did you enjoy that part of it though? Because
yeah, I did. It didn't stress me as much. Having to demand from people. You can ask them. I enjoyed that. I really did enjoy. I enjoyed the job. I thought it was.
Do you know no one's ever asked you? I've never seen it anyway. Remember your
Here we go.
Remember your quotes at Southampton manager?
What one?
There's like a compilation, isn't there?
Is there? Yeah, I've got to say, but by the way,
you never really spoke like that to the press at Celtic, did you?
I was sarcastic at times, and I look back at it and I think, it was just it was a protection mechanism. Because you know fine well that the press have got to ask you for something that's got to make a headline, it's got to be a soundbite. And I did my best, whatever it was, to protect, and they really want you to criticise the team or the fans, and you had to stay back for that. So I used to try and take them on a different tangent somewhere else and talk about other things, you know. And I wasn't proud of it. And when I look back, I think, oh, a bit of a smart ass. But I was kind of trying to protect myself and the club at the same time. I don't know if you're the same. Especially when you're a smaller guy, there's no doubt about it. You hate being bullied. You hate being pushed into stuff and doing things. It's been like that all my life, you know. And you go, I'm not having this. You know, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to say. So I'd come away with something ridiculous, you know. Some of it was funny, some of it was stupid, some of it was, as I said, it was sarcastic, and most of it worked right enough. You could divert, what they were coming from. You could divert it. So it was just a game that you played, because as a manager, you have to take the brunt of everything. You cannot have your players blaming the players and blaming that, because it's you that picks them, you that buys them, you that coaches them. If it's a character failings where you don't want to give that away to anybody, you have to take the hit as a manager. You get paid the most of the time. You have to take the hit. You have to protect everybody in your environment. No matter, and you can look stupid at times, but you have to protect the players and the staff, because when it comes to crunch, you're hoping that they'll protect you and look after you.
Right. What's your favourite on the yogurt? I've got a yogurt going on today. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you actually have a yogurt going out today now?
What?
Did you actually have a yogurt going out today now?
I don't know, but it was just a guy called Delgado, who was a pain in the backside. It cost $4.5 million. The chairman bought him, but the chairman bought the manager before, but you can't imagine, he was useless. I mean, just beyond useless. And somebody was talking about, well, what about Delgado? I was, listen, pal, I've got bigger problems than that. What was that? Well, I've got a yogurt to finish by Tuesday. I'm just going home to eat that.
How do you even get to that?
I don't know, but that's when your
incredible.
mind just takes over and you go, right. And then mayhem ensues in the kind of press conference,
And you've diverted away from Delgado.
That's like,
Genius.
mayhem ensues, you want to cook, So, yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, talk about top managers, Carlo Ancelotti, Brazil manager. Gordon, how did you find coming up against his AC Milan team? That was 2-1 that game, wasn't it?
Lenny should have pulled Kaka down, shouldn't he?
Aye. Or the 1-9 game. Well, we beat them.
Aye, Parkhead.
2-1. And we drew at Parkhead with them, and we got beat 1-0 over there in one of the games then, but it was 0-0. And, we did well, because our back four, I think it was like Telfer, McManus.
Daz played. Daz what Daz played.
Is that left back?
Daz
yeah.
played,
So it was, and they did great. And it was 0-0. We should have got a penalty near the end when Craig Beattie was brought down, and that's when Kaka ran away for Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lenny decided to retire halfway back.
His acceleration was ridiculous.
Acceleration, but Lenny's arse was getting closer and closer to the ground as he was running back. Yeah, I love Lenny. He's great. He's just fantastic. But that was fantastic. I mean, truly fantastic. And they won the Champions League. They were the European champions, and we were beating them and dropping with them. And it was a fantastic group of lads. And
why do you think he's got the results in Europe? Celtic obviously haven't been great in Europe since then. He's
great manager at the time.
Does it come down to management? Because I remember you qualified Paul Hartley and Barry Robson centre mid.
I know.
You're buying like.
Matter of fact, we were playing against Barcelona one night with Yaya Toure, Iniesta and Xavi, and we had Barry and Paul.
Barry Robson scored.
Barry and Paul.
He did score, header.
Barry scored a header, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the things. But the AC Milan thing was, people look for, it's just getting good people in the right places. And the only thing we did was just made sure that Pirlo was getting about 120 odd passes a game, but they're going forward and just say to Bruno, do us a favour, whatever's happened, he's not passing the ball forward. But we've got him down to like 70 passes that night.
Brilliant.
And that was down to Bruni, and he got fed up with Bruni, had a boot at Bruni. So Bruni did this fantastic job, and the rest of us got on with trying to play the game. And we beat them 2-1 that night. As I say, but that's a real good AC Milan side.
Do you get much dealing with Ancelotti after a game? Do you sit and chat? Do you bring him in the office?
No, he wouldn't know who I was.
You think?
No, it's after a European game, you only do that after kind of, but European games, only want to come in with Sir Alex, really, when we beat them, which was...
How did he take that?
And that was, he did well taking it, but he was seething. He was absolutely seething. Me beating his team. But you wouldn't speak to I don't know. You do that now, don't you? You still going to the restroom?
No.
Is that not happening at all?
We didn't do that.
Great, because I used to think it was really uncomfortable sitting there. When you beat a team 5-0, 6-0. What do you say to the manager? Who you got next week then? That one. You're like, okay, you want to drink? No, thanks, I'm fine, cup of tea, very fine. And you sit there for 10 minutes, oh, aye. And you don't want to be patronising and say, oh, you played all right.
Okay, there,
You don't want to be patronising, oh, you did all right for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
You're all right, really. Yeah. Are you playing next week?
We need to ask about that Man United game, because that was unbelievable.
Was that the one Nakamura free kick?
Nakamura free kick.
And then who missed the penalty for Man United?
Saha.
Boruc saved it.
Yeah.
Did you used to go to the games like truly believing that you could beat the teams?
Yeah, you did. And more so when the game started.
The
build-up, the old thing, yeah. More so when the game started, because you go, right, okay, there's no worries now, the game's here, we get on with it, let's see what happens. But I had a great bunch of lads who were fit and
the players within that team that could give you moments, you're knacking.
Oh, aye, Aidan, Sean, you know, there was...
Naka was your favourite, wasn't he?
For sheer technical ability, Naka, but I've got this real admiration for people who are great teammates, like Paul Telfer, Mark Wilson, and people like that, and Gary. I've got a real thing for the guys in terms of that the game is not that easy as it is for Aidan and Sean and Nakamura, and to love it and still be there, and they want to be the best teammate they can be. So I did, yeah. But favourite players, Paul Telfer, people like that.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Because I think obviously a player like yourself, you're naturally always you're attracted to guys who maybe played similar to you or like a certain niche.
Yeah, but
I was always playing career.
Yeah, but it's always the way I've been brought up that the team is the most important thing, and you and sometimes the worst player in your team, technically on a night, may be the most important player. I remember speaking to Paul Telfer at Southampton one day. We played Tottenham. We played Tottenham 5 the week before. Then we had to play them in the league, and we done 1-0. And it was a grind. It was a real grind. Glenn Hodder was the manager, and Paul Telfer was probably technically our worst, but he kept our mental and physical strength at maybe 8 out of 10. So what happens when you're the worst player? Nobody falls below that because they look at him and go, right, I'm way and da. And if he's having a bad day and he's doing that, so your players stay above that. But if somebody tumbles down to 4 or 5, the kind of players go down to 6. So sometimes it's your player who's technically not the best on the day, but you look at him and go, I'm glad he's here. So I like the guys. And Vinny was like that, and Kish Kamara and people like that I played at Leeds. There's loads of players like that.
Telfer was the fittest guy you've ever... What was he like in pre-season?
Oh, he was incredible, man.
Just cruising it, but he was like...
You never seen anything like this, honestly. And the most unassuming man in the world, him.
Great guy, wasn't he?
Oh, aye. Some of the things, yeah.
That Man United team, how good was that though? Ronaldo, Rooney.
Well, to be fair, one game we played against them, they finished with Berbatov, Ronaldo,
Was Tevez?
Rooney, Giggs, and there was somebody else up front. And they played with 5 forwards, and Scholes played in the middle of the park himself. You know, just to beat Celtic, Aberdeen. We held on, you know, we drew 0-0 with them in the other game, we went 2-1. But I had all these players on the pitch, and by Killie up front. So, keep running, big man, just keep running. Don't stop, big man, just keep running.
Mate, how's that? Why, to your question, why has that changed so much?
I don't know.
What's that?
Like, it's like you beating Man United, beating AC Milan to be a Celtic
Beat Benfica as well. Shakhtar Donetsk was my most memorable game. We beat Shakhtar Donetsk, but they were a right good side. Memorable game. It was good.
Paul Cagney's playing against Barcelona, his debut.
Given his debut, it was
Ronaldinho was wide left.
It was unfair on him to play him.
He came at half time, didn't he? Because Marquez kept hitting diags to Ronaldinho. We can't.
Caned him. 400 quid a week he was getting. On you go, son, enjoy yourself. Half time, you still enjoying yourself? You like that, right? Yeah, on you go. Playing against this guy out here.
Have you got a favourite night? European night at Celtic?
It'd probably be, as I say, Shakhtar Donetsk, because I got a wonderful picture in the house, because it went to penalties, and they were a right good side. And it went to penalties, and I think Arthur's run away, and all the players have ran on top of him. There's a picture of Tommy Burns flying across the top of it. Yeah. So in my study at home, that's kind of basically the only kind of picture I've got, football picture, is Tommy flying across with a pair of training shoes that weren't even his. They were Jim Blythe's. They were too big for him. So he's flying through the air. And I just think that summed up football and Tommy at the same time, you know.
He was amazing, wasn't he?
That was great. Honestly, you could spend 2 hours on him here. He was just a wonderful, wonderful man. I mean, seriously, a wonderful man. Didn't have a bad word to say about anybody, apart from Hugh Dallas. So one day we were talking about, and Tommy, honestly, no matter who you were, they never had a word. So we were talking about one day, and somebody mentioned Hugh Dallas. It was quite quiet. I don't like him. We were looking at Tommy. Where'd that come from? And Tommy, honestly, he was a wonderful, wonderful man. But I don't know about Hugh. I don't know what he'd done to him. So.
Did you not say once he had a suit on and he had his son's trainers on it?
He was a mess. Nothing bothered him, you know. Yeah. And he took everything. He could laugh at everything. I mean, he could find the good in everybody. He was one of these people who found the good in everybody, apart from Hugh.
Right, on to Celtic. Wilfried Nancy's opening game, Celtic manager, beat 2-1. He went straight in with the back three. Were you surprised that he'd done that? It's making a lot of headlines.
Was surprised. On you go.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think I was more surprised that they gave him this week to start the job. I thought for me, let Martin O'Neill see it out to after the League Cup final, and then let him come in, give him a bit of confidence within the team. Martin had built up that winning mentality, which I think early in the season they were struggling to really find that. The performances that we'd seen, I thought Hatate, Maeda, Cal McGregor over recent weeks look back to the players that we've seen over the last few years, and then yesterday, listen, as much as they could have been 2-3-0 up early.
Yeah,
Maeda.
So you can go in, a lot of people going in hard obviously on the social media yesterday, well, kind of immaterial things, but ultimately if you take the chances, it's a completely different game.
You're right. It's the systems. It's fine. The systems, but there's no system that guarantees you a win. It's like defending set plays, man marking zone. It doesn't guarantee you. It's down to good players and good. If we'd finished the Celtic had finished their chances in the first couple of minutes, then the game's different. So what was the difference? You wouldn't have said at the beginning that system was all wrong. It was good in the first, and you're moving the balls, moving the chances. So what happened there? It's human error, and even the first goal is human error.
See, on Scotty's point, if you were coming in as the manager, would you have wanted to walk in now, or would you wanted to wait until after the League Cup final?
So say you had Hearts at home, Roma,
and then the League Cup final.
And then the League Cup final.
What I probably wanted to do, as soon as I got announced that there was got to be a Celtic manager, get in that point, wherever that point was. That's probably what I wanted to do. But there's never a great time to take over, by the way. There's never the perfect time to take over as a manager. You're always going to be putting pressure. I mean, you know, it might have been as just you said when Celtic weren't playing so well when you get a chance, but Martin going in and just common sense and all the rest of it and making players play good about themselves again. As I said, he probably didn't expect the change and the more positivity about Celtic at that time, the new manager. So, but you have to deal with that's one of these kind of things. But then we're going back to what you said, which you said quite rightly. Score the first 2 goals and the game's finished. By the way, I've got this stuff in the house, by the way.
Brilliant, that, innit? To get a wee drink at it, brilliant.
Oh, I know what it's like, yeah. I just noticed it there, yeah. There you go.
So what did you make of the game?
Like you said, I thought Celtic started really well.
It was really
second chance.
It was good intensity. It was a little bit rushed, wasn't it? You could see they were trying to maintain that intensity, and we speak about it quite a lot. A lot of teams in Scotland, it's hard to go from that real intensity, then make the ball, add the calmness to it. I think if you have that, you play it at a higher level.
I think Atate's been brilliant recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Playing in a 3, and I thought he was playing really high on Saturday.
I was
like a centre forward at times because he was playing one of the 2-10.
But what he's
trying
done
to get the best at him.
They're playing like a box midfield when he's up there. He can take the ball at any angle.
But what he's done well the last couple of weeks is actually hit that space from
running
deeper.
Into from deeper. Yeah.
Have Celtic got the players to play that formation, Jack?
No, he's playing 3 left-footed centre backs. Would that bother you? Would that bother if you're playing a back 3? All 3 of them are left-footed.
Depends how good they are.
Yeah, I think Trusty's so weak for the goal.
Why everybody just stops so, didn't they?
Why not get up? And then 2 chances to tackle McGregor and Trusty as well. No, been harsh.
Everybody just stopped.
I think
you're back to what you said about it's down to your point is that somebody could have been stronger than there. So that's a human error.
Yeah.
And 2 chances, that's human error. So people talk about the systems. So was
that doesn't come into it really, does it?
Doesn't really at that point. And you're as a manager now, you'll put on you guys will put up all stuff up. We'll we'll attack this way and do that. Many times does that actually, when you put an attack, actually score a goal.
Well, there was one of them at the side of the park yesterday.
What did you make of that, by the way?
And it usually comes from brilliance of a player, a mistake from the team, or a set play. It's very rarely when you do build-up moves that very rarely works that.
Unless you're Motherwell.
Yeah, unless your mother will.
Flying.
I genuinely thought it was
They played against Dundee early in the season, did very well. Yeah, they did very well. So,
I genuinely thought it was a game of Subbuteo that he'd continued for America.
Mate, what did you... And there's been a lot of talk about this. What did you make of it?
I like it.
Do you?
The tactics board do a
Think I
bit.
proportion.
I knew. So if you're 2-0 up,
by the
nobody
way,
says it.
just when this morning when I got up, I thought I better do some research before I come here. So I looked at BBC, and it's a great picture of. He's got the tactic board, but you can see Derek McInnes going.
He's still right in the
Looking out of the top, it's pouring the rain, going. Aye, okay, right. I know what he's got to do, lads. I've just had a look at this wee board. I just said to you, if you're 2-0 up, nobody bothers. And what happens if it's 2-0 up? Oh, genius, he's got a board.
Aye.
You know, oh, look at him, I've never seen a board before. Oh, really, never? We've all got these boards, but we keep them somewhere tucked away.
In your pocket.
Jenky's blown out of proportion.
I think it
But everything gets blown into proportion in Glasgow. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
That's the biggest thing. You're bringing a guy who's been working in MLS, which is a completely different environment.
Yeah.
You cannot compare it to Glasgow.
Did you play in America?
No.
Were you surprised at the appointment, Gordon?
Was a surprise that it was come left field? No.
Do you think that's where Celtic need to look now when they're going for managers and players?
Don't know. I don't think you put a plan on where it's going. Where you're going. I think you just have somebody has to understand the club, understand. But when you come to Celtic, you think you know what's coming. You don't. You've not got a clue. Your life changes completely.
In what way? More pressure, more intensity?
It's manic, yeah. The stress. Yeah.
Where were you when you got asked to be the Celtic manager? What team were you at? Southampton?
Where was I?
Yeah.
I was nowhere. I was at Cheltenham at the races. I'd never been to Cheltenham before in my life, never been back.
Did you enjoy it?
It's all right.
And what was that phone call?
I've been once, no been back.
No, just a noise next door. It was an Irish party next door. I was at a hospitality thing with a friend of mine. Yeah.
And you went through to see what the noise was, or they came through to you?
Well, I went outside and met Kevin Moran, who I used to play with, and Eddie Jordan. The Formula One. Yeah. So I've known Eddie for a while, and Kevin. We've got a guy in there like to speak to you. Went, aye, all right. It was Dermot, yeah. So that's how I first met Dermot. But I was, as I said to you, I was at the race. I'd never been to Cheltenham races before or after. I'm not really interested in horse racing, but it was, my mates had a box there, so it was next door to the Irish box. It was heaving next door. They're singing and dancing and all the rest of it. We were sitting home trying to have a decent meal. It was all hell breaking loose next door.
And did you speak to Martin O'Neill before you took the job?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He said, I wish you all the best, Gordon, but I hope you're not as successful as me.
Can I ask
Which I kindly did.
I've got a big question for Scotty and Gordon. Can Hearts win the league?
On you go, Gordon. You're the guest.
On you go.
I think they can. Yeah, I think they've proved in the games against Celtic and Rangers that they can win. But ultimately, it's over. Yes, they've been on the last couple of weeks' games, but they probably should have won. Kilmarnock game at home, obviously leading, get into the last couple of minutes of the game. That's the sort of result that would hurt Derek. It's whether you can turn them into 3 points as the season goes on instead of coming away with a point or maybe none at all. So I definitely think
can do it.
Well, they beat
Celtic twice.
They beat Celtic twice. They beat Rangers.
Yeah,
they'll strengthen again in January, but they might not be the games that define the season. Sometimes, a lot of the time, they aren't for either Celtic or Rangers if they're looking to win the league. It's the games where you're maybe away, Pittodrie.
Yeah,
and this when the split comes into it, then the pressure's really on. That's the other thing that the Hearts players won't have experienced yet. If they are leading going into the split, their games become huge.
Well, Hearts be hoping as well that Celtic take a while to adjust to this new manager's sort of style, shape, formation, style of play. Or can you not rely on that, Gordon?
Oh, sorry.
You're drifting off there.
I sent him to sleep.
Is that yoga?
No, you're in it. Just in case he comes from the Hearts thing again. So
well, Will Derek will you be hoping that Celtic take a while adjusting onto, or can you not really focus on what anyone else has done?
You can't do that, but I'll go back to it. Yeah, they can win the league. They can win the league. There's no doubt about it. After the performance, as the game went on yesterday, again, but probably the league will be decided by players again. Can you keep all your best players fit? Can you keep Shanklin fit? Can you keep the front three fit that they're playing with, or whatever they play, the good players? It all depends on that. And how well probably Celtic recruit in the window. That'll be a big thing. I think once the window's out the way, you can have a look at it and go, right, okay. But I've got to say, the performances to beat Celtic twice already and Rangers is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So they deserve, and it's great that they're making a real challenge at it.
He's done great, Dale, hasn't he?
Do you think they can do it?
I do think they can do it. I think they can.
I think they can do it, but whether they'll do it or not, if you say to right, how much...
There's just factors at play as the season goes on, isn't there?
And I think this is the weakest Celtic and Rangers have been in a long time.
Yeah. Genuinely do, yeah.
I think it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
George Burley, when you were the manager, remember that? Hearts had an unbelievable start to the season.
Yeah, he left after we played them.
Did you see them as a legitimate threat that season?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they were paying players ridiculous amount of money, more than, and they were doing the old clever thing about going to Lithuania, getting paid out there, and coming to play at Hearts. There was a nice trick on that tax wise. So they had a right good set of players, and they had Presley, Hartley at their peak, people like that.
Scatchell, was he?
Scatchell was there. There was good players there. So they were definitely a threat, but it's imploded, really, the way they treated George. I think that's what kicked them off. From that point, they were one of the same.
See, when Hearts started, well, did you speak to the Celtic players about Hearts at all, or did they never get mentioned? No, it doesn't get mentioned.
They don't get mentioned when you're playing them.
But just things like they've never won this league before, lads. You never use that at all, no?
No, not at all. No, you respect these teams. You respect everybody. There's no doubt about it. And as long as you at that point, you have a fear of Hearts. So fear's great, because it makes you work harder, jump higher, run quicker, do things. So yeah, you have a fear of Hearts beating you. Nothing wrong with that. Having a fear of somebody beating you. Keeps you on your toes.
Have you got Euros at the game Saturday?
I'm
worried
about it, mate.
Are you worried,
Aye.
Think Hearts could do it?
Well, I watched Hearts the last couple of weeks and I thought a season, I don't know if they will win it, but that was when Martin O'Neill was there. See yesterday how toxic it got again at the end of the game. It's a bad time at Celtic now, and I thought Martin O'Neill changed all that. Like, he brought a good feel factor again. They started winning games, players, but I thought after 30 minutes yesterday, Celtic looked totally lost to me. Now, the guy's obviously just in, but I don't know if this formation suits him at all.
With the players that they've got just now?
Players that they've got. And
what parts of the team?
Well, it was just as the back three with the three left footers.
Got two wingers playing as the four, haven't you, who end up defending as full-backs at times. Deneke was a left back and Yang was a right back at times.
Going up for headers at full-back.
And Dale was hitting them on the diag, wasn't he?
So I'm more worried about it, to be honest.
Well, see, when you had your bad start, how bad is that pressure? When you have a bad start as a Celtic? Obviously you got over it, but...
I really couldn't explain it to you. You need to be in it. And that's why when a lot of managers phone me and say, because we have an empathy with each other. Because you can never really, as assistant manager, you don't get it.
No.
You know, you can try and say to the manager, I know how you feel. You go, no, you don't. You know, and as a player, you always share that kind of responsibility, defeat and all that. But as a manager, you take it on yourself, and you, as I say, you can't explain it, and you go to some depths. You know, as a manager, you get a nice wee glow of satisfaction when you win, but when you get beat, you're down here somewhere. You know, you're down here with Captain Nemo and things like that. You know, you're down there. So it's horrific. And what goes through your mind, you can't sleep, It's truly horrific.
And what is it you did, doubt yourself?
Sorry?
Do you doubt yourself?
I doubt myself all the time as a player, manager.
Did you even as a manager?
Everything. I think it's a kind of... maybe doubt's strong. I always ask myself questions: Are you doing the right thing? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I always thought, even as a player, everybody can be better than you. Probably the guy on the other side's better than you. So I had to really concentrate and take my game up here. It was the same as a manager. But going back to the pressure, it's something you can't prepare yourself from. A wee bit through life, and you need to watch sometimes, because people jump on a mental health thing now. What's my mental health? No, you're just sad. Sad is a different thing, and being depressed is not suffering from depression. I hate it now when people say, it's my mental health, I'm suffering from depression, and I have depression. No, you're only... See, there's a thing called situational depression, where if you're playing crap as a player and you're missing chances, you're depressed. Then you play a game of football and score 2 goals, I'm feeling better again. Mm. It's a bit like that in life. You'll get that when you go to nightclubs. You'll go, you're coming back 3 nights, and you go, Christ almighty. And then you go
down the mines and you're delighted again.
Then so you're sad going home in the bus on your own. So
the bus, leaving a taxi. He's not even got enough money for a taxi.
Going back a few. But then you get lucky one night, Then and you get lucky and you go, wow, it's great. So it's called situational depression. It's the same with money. If I've not got any money, I'm sad, I'm depressed. But then somebody gives me I want something, I'm all right. It's just a goal scorer, I've not scored for a while. I'm thinking, as a manager, you're the same. I think I'm useless, I'm this, that. And then you beat Man United. Wow. So you might draw with Hibs on the Saturday, you think they're the worst manager of all time. So you get depressed, so you go down here. But it's not depression. Depression is a real serious illness.
You can't get your bed,
But that's why I hate people saying, my girlfriend's left me and my mother's died. You should be depressed, So it's no matter. So you have to differentiate what is depression and being depressed. And as a manager, you've got to try and get that. So when you're a manager, you've got to go through life, character building moments and resilience to allow you to become a Celtic manager, to be able to deal with these moments. Now, the funny thing, every manager will say, how do you get over it? What do you do to get over it? You don't, you suffer. But somehow in the back of your mind, you go, I can get through this because I've done this. As a player, when Fergie left me out or something like that, I didn't get picked for that team. I was too wee. I didn't get picked for this one. I was at the bus stop again with Paul. We were standing on our own. So all these moments where you think life's crap to you. Because I done something for Northampton University. We stick together, the juniors. I've done a paper on resilience and character building. So I got an A4 sheet of paper and I thought I'll write down all the bits where I thought was useless, I felt terrible, this, that and everything. So I started to write it. So I had an A4 sheet of paper. I thought that's enough. No, 6 pages later, I'm still writing it down on all these things. And I'm not even at 50 yet. So that's what happens in life. You've got to understand that you'll be depressed, and so you have to go through all these things when you become a manager at this level, where people are questioning you at this, that and everything, and it's no pain free. There's nothing you can take. Some managers do by having a bit of alcohol at night or this, whatever it is, but you're waking up in the morning with the same problems with hangover. So
you see, on that, because you'd had such a good playing career and you'd managed in the Premier League, did that help you deal with the pressure? Is this where the risk comes with this guy? He's never had to deal with that?
These things didn't help me. It was the crappy days.
Just as a person?
As a person and as a player and as a manager. It's the crappy days you're reliant to go back and go, oh, well, I had that before and I felt crap and I felt horrible, I felt useless. But I got through it. How do I do that? Because we get, as I said, it's only situational depression. So if you're at Southampton, you get beat with somebody, I don't know, Ipswich, but you beat Man United the next game week, you suddenly, so it's situational. But you have to, the reality with Celtic is you're under pressure every minute of the day, wherever you go, and so you've got to convince everybody, even the days when I'm probably saying to you, well, keep it going, I've probably come in, I'm having a crappy day. But I've got to convince you that I'm actually all right. But inside, I'm dying of death.
It's actually acting at times, isn't it?
It's just acting.
It is. You've got to convince everybody, and that's what I'm saying with the media stuff. You've got to, after a game where you're actually depressed, and I've got to show the world I'm still fighting here, and I've got to show my players that I'm not being bullied by anybody. So that it's a game you play, But going back to that, it's this thing, there's no that you cannot go through life just like that to get the Celtic job, and then you hit this and you won't be able to deal with that. Life's got to be up and down like that. So you can deal with the crappy moments in life. We've all had them sitting here. We've all had them sitting here, and you're now being successful at what you're doing. But part of that is because you had some crappy moments in life. And it's also not professional, but you're in your family life and all the rest of it. There's some horrible moments in that you just have to get on with.
What amazing that. I can't stop thinking about Megan hearing the bus myself.
No, I was there. I was behind you.
Are you going back to the same house or are you going home separately?
Oh no, we weren't like that.
Transfer window coming up. Obviously, you had a famous transfer window at Celtic. Roy Keane came.
Yes.
You
were there, weren't you?
I was there. I was on the bench at that time, and then Keane came and it kind of put us back.
Can you put your back away? But aye, yeah.
He's a top.
It was a great experience working with him. I just thought he was a great character. Not everybody's cup of tea, I understand that, but I think he's brilliant on telly. I think he's box office. Because you get people coming on this and that and this, and he's going, no, that's just bad defending. You know, he doesn't articulate in the bad defending, but he just goes bad defending, and that. So everything's basic, and he's. I did like his company. He was brilliant. Honestly, he was brilliant. Even if I don't know if the first time we got a game was about 5 minutes into a semi-final somewhere, and we beat Motherwell in penalties. And he only, I think, we beat them by a goal at semi-final. He was only on for 5 minutes. He come in the dressing room, right? Okay, he's thinking about it, All right, I'll need a massage after that. You know, he was being sarcastic. So you just have to keep. You don't want to look at him. You have to turn away and just let him get on with it. But he was great with the kids. He was good with you lot. And he would go and he'd rather sit with yous
in the gym and that.
He'd rather.
He'd sit with us in the gym.
He'd sit with the older guy, the younger ones. No, the older ones.
Was he vocal when he first comes in?
Dion Dublin was the best guy ever.
Was he?
Dion's good.
Oh, great guy. He was brilliant with us.
Dion's good. But again, that's character. He's a character. So he's went on in life because he had broken legs when he was a kid, and he got bombed out at Man United, bombed out somewhere else. Leicester as a kid. Went to Man United, flopped to come to Coventry. Played for a wee while as striker. I put him back to centre half. Then he ended up going back to striker, scoring a lot of goals, playing for England. So that character. So when he left football, he could deal with life. There's some people who have not had character, but so when I leave football, how do I deal with this?
Yeah.
How do I deal with this? So you have to have this character. So all these guys I'm talking about, Vinnie Jones and Kamara and all these guys that went on after football, it's because they have this character build up inside them.
I was on Keane's, I was 18, he used to just take me for a laugh. It was like the 18th, 19th man. At the Clyde game, remember?
Oh, the Clyde game.
Oh,
dear, oh dear. And by the way, I got the blame for that, right? I got belted. Right?
Do we?
Right, battered, right? My midfield was Lennon, Petrov and Keane. And I got battered. Nothing was said about these things. Look at that for a midfield.
Is that Craig Bryson?
Bryson,
and there was a boy called, was it Nelson that went to, he scored a goal as well. Nelson, he went to Brighton after that. And
Eddie Malone.
Eddie Malone scored.
Was it Eddie? Oh, right. Yeah.
Knowledge that's got him.
So that was good goal.
It was hard to get Keane in, wasn't it? Because Lenny and Petrov were brilliant at that time.
I was just about to ask that, what was the effect that Keane coming into that changing room, obviously being such a big name?
Was he vocal as soon as he comes in?
No.
Oh, was he?
No,
Did you slip in?
It was more a look, wasn't it?
It was just a look. It was just a look you go on it. Whoa. He's looking at me. You know, you try to keep a team talk, you try to not look at him. He was great, honestly. I loved him. And then I remember a moment which summed up Roy Keane. We're playing Rangers, we were 1-0 up away at Ibrox. And somebody's broke away. And he just come across and went, wallop. I'm not going to jog back with him. I'm not going to take a chance. You're getting finished right here. Took the yellow card, got up and we win 1-0. I don't think there's many people who just go, I might get sent off for this, but I don't care. He's not going to score a goal. That was his mentality.
I remember he wasn't playing at the time. We were in training the first. It was about Christmas time. We were in the big dome, and I don't know if you'd done that to test. It was me, Michael McGlinchey. Do you remember it?
Michael.
We played 3v3.
Do you know what Michael's doing now? He's a caddie.
In New Zealand, is he?
No, he's
back in Scotland, is he?
I was playing golf at Loch Lomond, and I was playing away. I was at the fourth hole, and I went, Michael, he's in this. Yeah, Michael McGlinchey. Aye, what are you doing here? I'm a caddie now. I like it. Oh, that's when I see Michael.
Great boy.
Yeah. Great lad, great talent as well as a kid.
You offered me to go to your house for Christmas dinner.
70 caps for New Zealand.
New Zealand, that's right.
Yeah, I love this story.
But he put me and Mikey and Roy Keane's team for 3v3s, and I swear, I don't know if you were doing that to kind of test your character, or I'm more nervous playing in that than that playoff final at Wembley. Me, Mikey and Roy Keane in a 3v3.
But that's what he got. These kind of players, you have to keep it at their standard. That's what he wanted. He knew fine well that everybody wasn't as technically gifted, but if there was any kind of slacking, that's where he would come in and get a bit aggressive, yeah.
What did you say about the Christmas dinner there?
You invited me to his house for Christmas dinner.
Brilliant, that.
Great
That's
lad.
a class, that.
I was so nervous about that as well.
Well, you just stuck yourself?
No, I never went.
We stuck here yourself?
I made up a lie that I was going back to Dundee.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Obviously. He said about my missus cooking.
Is it no good?
She's alright, actually, she's no bad at it.
Have you ever offered anyone that actually came? Players?
Oh, loads of, Leeds and things like that. The kids who, at Leeds, because they couldn't get home. So Leslie would come back and stay at her place. And
That's class, that.
I had
That's brilliant, that.
I had no wheeling in the house for 6 weeks. Remember no wheeling? I had him in the, that was different. I had to get him because the police were going to stick him in jail if he didn't straighten himself out. So I had him in my house for 6 weeks. So yeah, great when you bring.
What about who was it? Was there a signing that you was better than what you thought they would be for Celtic?
Let me think now. Better than I thought. Mark Wilson.
Doing well now with this one.
I thought he was a terrific player, but he got injured at Old Trafford.
That's right.
He got a bad injury at Old Trafford. Seriously, he was playing against Giggs. Giggs didn't get a kick. What a good player he was. I was seriously a good player.
Big Jan was good.
Jan Venigo. Yeah, wasn't he a good lad?
I thought he was a great lad.
What about, how was Artur Boruc to deal with?
Mate, I genuinely think Boruc
There's
could
not
have been one of the
enough
best goalies in the world.
He went, you're correct.
Seriously?
I'm
Mate,
telling you, he could have been one of the best goalies in the world.
Scott, he was unbelievable, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He had it all, apart from any discipline, brain. He had it all. Trust me, this guy could have been a top goalie. As I say, that's another 2 years. That's a whole documentary on him. But I enjoyed his company. He was a challenge as a manager. And sometimes you get a challenge as a manager. You got an exceptional person, and how do you deal with him? When the players are looking at you, how do you deal with him? You know, it's the same with Sir Alex with Cantona. You know, how do you deal with it? Who really is a bit of a problem? You know, Eric jumped into the Crystal Palace and kung fu somebody in the head. You know,
Arthur would have had that in him.
I thought, oh, aye. Yeah, so, you know, is it the story goes, you probably heard it with Cantona when he done the kung fu and the guy in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it, aye? Yeah. About going round the moor. Giggsy. Disgrace. So he's been said, if the police have taken him out, he goes, Giggsy, you've got this. Beckham, nothing but a hairstyle, da. So he's went, and Eric, you can't do that, son. But as long as the players know that he's a maverick and he's helping you, again with the Mavericks, even Sir Alex's, the Mavericks, he's great as long as you're winning games for him. But if you're not winning games, that's when you go. You're swiftly.
What was the worst thing Sir Alex ever said to you?
Honestly, there's a list. You could put a list up here like that, and if you spoke to people, but they couldn't. I remember saying to him about a couple of, what was it? About a year ago, we're on the phone, and he had said something to me, or the day I left Man United. It was another story, which I told people, it too long, and he went, I never did that. As you did. So I've got witnesses, my family, they were there when you did it. No. I said, how'd you get on these days, Gaffer? He went, I'd be in jail now, son. I'd be in jail. Some of the things he said to people were beyond belief. And people will say, and they all go, oh, no. You know, you talk to people from different kind of spheres, lawyers, and even when you talk, like Tim and you say, they go, oh, nobody can speak to them. Well, they did.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have missed it for the world. You know, it didn't make me a wreck. It made me the person who I am today. But you think about it, the energy when he was in a dressing room, and I had him for 9.5 years. People would pay millions just to be in that dressing room seeing Alex Ferguson at his best. If you ever want to see him at his best or worst, go and have a look at the 1983 Cup final, the interview after the game.
I've seen that.
It's beyond belief. It's hilarious when you look at it now. But at the time, as I said, that's another 2-hour story you could go into. But at the time, I think, really? You know, you're walking out with your winners' medal, being depressed at Hampden. I've got a winners' medal.
Was that not off the back of winning the other cup?
We won the European Cup 10 days previous, beat Real Madrid, beat Hibs on the Saturday 5-0, still drunk. And then, have you seen this interview?
I've seen that. Mullen McLeish won his.
But that was
That is funny. McLeish and Miller won it. It's funny.
Were they good that day?
Because every time I say Big McLeish, because they were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant, but the rest of us playing the semi-finals and quarter-finals, it got them to be in the man of the match, whatever. But the fact is, Big Alex, you know, he talks at the side of his mouth, Big Alex. Every time I see him, you still got that winner's medal I won you.
So does he come in the dressing room and go mad, or do you not go back to the dressing room?
No, he does it on live, on the telly.
But then does he come back?
We don't know. We're told to be quiet and shut up till he comes in. Then he does what you seen on the what you seen on the telly evolves in front of us. You know,
do you think he regrets that?
Absolutely. So one thing he's regrets.
Interesting.
If you mentioned that, he kind of waltz a wee bit, you know. But I know what it was, and he knows why he went like that. But as I said to you, he keeps saying, I said, Gaffer, I've got to say, one of the funniest things ever. He keeps me in after dinner speaking and everything. It's great. It's brilliant. But he's good. We got on great now. I was at his table at Old Trafford about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I went to see Brighton game. And you could see, when I was sitting at the table, you could see all the people there, the ex-owners and all that, where people had been at the club for a long time. They look at the table, they must be speaking again, they too. You know, 'cause I'm sitting at his table, because Martin Edwards come up, obviously speaking, yes we are. Yeah. So it's fine, it's good. It really is, it's a good relationship now. Yeah.
Unbelievable what he'd done with Aberdeen, innit?
Oh, incredible.
Unbelievable, man.
Incredible, mate.
I watched that full documentary, it was class.
Would it be a similar story now? Was it the same sort of difference in budgets for Aberdeen to Celtic and Rangers? No. So it was
it was a lot closer.
Right.
A lot closer, because you know the lads from international. Yeah, it's a lot closer. It was a lot closer then. Because I mean, I knew what Brian McClare was getting when he come from Celtic to Man United, because I helped him.
Real Madrid.
I know,
Did he Europe, man?
Yeah, so no, there wasn't that big disparity you get now. So you could actually, you know, Dundee United were the same, and they were all Dundee United were a wee bit lower than us. Dundee United was a lot in bonuses.
Right.
Jim had them on bonuses and 32-year contracts, and if he didn't sign them, they wouldn't get a game ever. Jim would pick, you know. So.
Do you keep in touch with Alex Ferguson? Do you keep in touch with any of your ex-players that you manage, like regularly? No, but you got to get phone calls and how you doing and all the rest. It's great when you see them really doing well. You know, it's Matt Wilson doing well, Wes Bruni's doing well in management. You know, so Paul Hartley, Stephen Presley were all doing it. So they've all had a shot at management. Yeah, Lenny as well. You could type Lenny.
Yeah. I speak to Lenny a lot. It's great.
He's got a 6-game ban, didn't he?
Did he? Right, sign on to your sponsors.
Yes, mate.
Time for a shout out for our betting partners SBK and their unbeatable new features. Their new AccuBoost is a game changer, giving you even more value on every football accumulator you place.
And that's not all, Paul. Their brand new social betting feed lets you tap into the betting wisdom of the app's sharpest minds, including us. Wow. You can find all our weekly picks and coupons right there in the app, so get downloading it and set up an account. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Right, on to the Rangers game. Big win it. What did you make of the game? Rangers 3, Kilmarnock 0. Scotty boy?
Go on, Scotty, take it away,
To me, to go for these big ones. Listen, I think it's
the first minute to 90th, every time I mind.
it's a great three points for Rangers. Obviously off the back of the Falkirk game. Well, Falkirk for me were excellent at Ibrox. I think it was, everybody looking at it was going to be a tough game. Miovski getting his goals.
That's
really
big, mate,
finishes. Yep. Mikey Moore back in the team. Comes on, takes the ball in a half turn, just that real bit of finesse in the final third, which they are missing. And see for me, see for Rangers in the final third, that's the key thing. They just don't quite have the guy who can find that extra killer pass. So him coming back into the team absolutely makes him better, but at the same time, he's not a Rangers player.
Creating a lot more chances than they have previous weeks. What was that, didn't
I think that's a good question.
Thanks, mate.
I don't know.
You've got me stuck here.
I just think sometimes. Listen, Killie felt there was something in the game for them. You could see how they played. Obviously, Bruce Anderson goes through.
Was that a red card, Butland?
Oh, the Butland one. I don't know. Do you think it's a red card?
I think it's a red card.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
The Butland one?
No. Oh, I did, aye. Yeah, I've seen it somewhere. That's a reckless challenge, that, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a red, aye.
I think if you look at what it says, reckless and out of control, and I think that was reckless and out of control. There you go. I'll go back to sleep again. No, I'm just looking at this.
What is it?
Do actually people pay for this?
Yeah, no, they don't pay.
They don't pay.
No, it's free.
No,
It's free.
Aye.
I thought
That's
people.
because you've seen subscribers.
I've seen subscribers.
Yeah, no, they're.
I thought somebody was paying for this.
I'm going back to sleep.
Aye, five quid a pop for it. But can you ask him something on the games?
Yeah, aye.
What have you made the Rangers under Danny Rowe?
Fine. Yeah, he's actually a good coach. I speak to Barry Bannon, talking about and Barry
He loves
Bannon
him.
thinks he's a right good coach, and he comes across well. And all the rest of it's good. And he's got the brown shoes on as well. He's got
got the brown
he's
shoes. Full
that's
suit,
wonderful.
full
Then
suit.
he's definitely a manager.
5 wins out of 6, though.
I know.
But a squad that people say is not good enough to be a Rangers squad. Would you agree with that, Rangers
Oh,
players?
it's lacking, aye.
So what is good enough to be a Rangers squad? You compare them with 1990s with
No,
Compared to
no,
last year, so you're talking about Czerny, Igama, Dessers last year. You've now got, was it Gassama?
But then you'd be
Miovski.
comparing with another Rangers team. You could keep on comparing. Where do you got to finish up here?
No, but I think what the fans would say is if you're going to sell players who performed for them last year,
All right.
they would at least expect.
But Raskin's the most important player. Yeah,
I like him, yeah.
I always liked him. Always liked him. Even though he didn't start well, I just thought there was something about him.
What is it you like? What is it? Would you
Just everything. Enthusiasm, grit, can look after the ball, prepare to go forward, brave, because you can show he's brave because he gets in the air for a small guy, he goes up and heads the ball in the back of the net. So I like everything about him. Yeah.
Barron's actually been outperformed.
Barnes done well, hasn't it? Huh?
The recruitment's been spoken about and it's been really poor this season. When you were the manager of Celtic, Gordon, did you have full control of recruitment?
I had full control of final decision. Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, it wasn't the same as that we did have, it's like Nakamura was like, I had 3 videotapes. Said to Tommy, Jim and Gary, have a look at this. I've seen this guy, what do you think? They all went away, come back, went, you need to try and sign him. That was that, you know. So there's all different ways of getting players, and you'd have to go and see people like Jan Vennegoor. I'd have to go away and look at them, send a couple of people, and then I would go and visit. So there was more boots on the ground type of viewing to see the players, because I think it's important that data's great, and that's why I think Brighton have got it perfect compared to everybody else. The data's great, but they've signed the right type of person with good attitude, intelligence, and all the rest of the stuff. Because when you actually, going back to boots on the ground, you can actually watch a player for 90 minutes, which you can't do on videos, because you don't see what he's doing outside that, his reaction to getting fouled. Does he get back quickly enough? How's he good with his players? Is he throwing his arms about? So I think you need to get the feel for the player as well. So it was basically, we had scouts going about, they would come back, say, we've got this, got that, have a look at it. So
See, in the Nakamura one then, did you say, because you brought Nakamura, you brought him inside the pitch, didn't you? So did you say to somebody, I want a winger that plays inside the pitch? Or was it a winger that you just so happened that was his style of play?
I just realised that after he was playing in the 3 in midfield at Regina, he wasn't even getting a game, because there was a nutty guy at the time who was the owner of Regina. They had actually, what do you call it, Gaddafi's boy playing in midfield as well. It was nuts. You know. It was
Was he actually?
Do you know what signed him?
Seriously,
Do you know what signed
Gaddafi's
him?
boy was well, to be fair, he got signed. I have no idea what they were doing with the money was passing over. But anyway, and Naka couldn't get a game. But I'd seen him when I was, me and Liz went to Italy, watched a couple of games, and I'd seen him, and I thought, right, okay, he might be good enough. So I just said to the boys, have a look at this. And he was a genius.
But you played him off right, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's what I was saying earlier on. I was speaking to some of the staff today. You can call it a 4-4-2. But was it a 4-4-2? Because we always had a striker that would drop back into midfield to give us... Because usually we played against teams with 3 in the middle of the park. And people like Pres would say, how do you outnumber us? Well, one of the strikers would come back in here, and Nakamura would come back in. So we had 4 in the middle of the park. The genius of it. And Sean Maloney could do it off the other side if we wanted it as well, to play a kind of box as well. Aidan would prefer just to stay out wider.
1v1.
So that's why we come in here and keep Aidan out for the 1v1s, because Naka couldn't do 1v1s like Aidan did. Aidan was excellent at all that kind of stuff. So that's why he went in there. But you could say to him, go and play there, there and there. And you only need to speak to him once. When you're coaching players, if you have to speak to them, again, and again. If you show them the same picture, and they don't get it, forget it. They're never going to get it. You speak to them 4 times over a period of a month, 2 months. You say 4 times and they can't get this picture. But Knacker, you go, Knacker, could you just... And he would step in the park and he would know when the ball was over there that the ball was going to go from there to there to there, and he would step in there.
The right time.
Genius. And not only a genius, but as you know, he's training. He'd be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, doing weights. 8 o'clock in the morning.
After games, you got the gym.
I would never have thought that.
8 o'clock. But what happened was, the other boys seen this. So Aidan, Sean, Big Mick, and all these guys all joined in. So I'd have about 12 of them doing these. Never seen Derek.
Right.
Never seen Derek. Never seen Derek.
I've seen Derek too.
Never seen Derek. What a talent he was as well. But then it's like we say, after games, no matter who you played, Livingston, AC Milan, whatever it is, you do your wee spiel at the end of the game as a manager. Well done, lads. He'd change all his gear and go up to the gym, up the stairs, and work for 3/4 an hour on his legs and his upper body. Last man out of Celtic Park. And he played till he was 42, 43.
Yeah.
And when he got injuries, say it was a medial ligament, the doctor says to us, usual 6 weeks for the medial ligament, 6 weeks to 8 weeks. 2.5 weeks later, he was out training. And I said, what's up? He said, I have no idea. I said, I've no idea how he does it. But they've just found out that his legs were that strong that he could deal with any sort of knee or ankle. So he was back playing in 3.5 weeks.
Do you have any funny stories with the interpreter? What was his name?
Maka.
Maka.
Yeah. No.
How was that? Did you have to translate? He could definitely speak English, Nakamura, couldn't
he? He knew Si, but a genius. But he had to have a sense of humour at our place, you know. He was good, he had a sense of humour.
He used to stick him in goals, mate, and hit free kicks at him.
Free kick.
Nakamura and his interpreter. The guy was
honestly, he'd practice all the time, but none of the goalies wanted to do it, so he stuck his wee interpreter guy in there, and he's smacking balls off the bar.
Clay's normal clothes on.
Have you got your normal gear on?
No.
I have his normal gear on. The interpreter. And Maka would say, get in there and put the mannequins up and then start swirling the ball around, and the wee guy trying to dive across with his suit on, and he's sliding about in his suit.
Did they put gloves on?
Yeah, no gloves, no.
Just needed somebody in.
So you just need to put somebody in, collect the balls as well.
Gordon, see now, if you were a club now managing and you didn't have the final say in signings, how would you feel about that?
I'd be all right with it, to a certain extent, because I know there's people out there that are better than me at spotting players.
Right.
But do you think these people are better than you at spotting
Some
players?
people are, trust me. Some people are.
With the career that you've had and your knowledge on football, you think these guys are better at...
I've got proof that I wasn't very good at that.
Well, who is it?
Not telling you. But I've got consistent proof that listen, there is some in there. And it doesn't really change with any recruitment, because everybody in the world now, top clubs or even down at a level, they all have recruitment people, and they're better. These ones are super great. So why come Chelsea, Man United and things like that at Tottenham are still signing rotten players? So there is good players out there and there's some rotten ones. But you take a chance. But recruitment goes hand in hand with development. You just can't recruit them and hope for the best, especially where we are at Dundee. You've got to get players, we're not going to get top players, so you have to be able to develop them at the same time. And I think that's why Celtic have been so good over the last few years. Because most of the good signings have only been about 1.5 million and selling them for a lot. But not only selling them, but being really valuable as a team player.
Do you think it's unrealistic to ask Celtic to time and time again find these sort of players?
It's not unrealistic because you get them out there, again, in terms of the coaching, but you've got to do a real lot of homework on the players. It's unrealistic. It's the same with Brighton. I thought Brighton for a while were kind of losing their way, but they seem to be back again, Brighton, and picking up players, because it's no easy out there. It's no easy. But as Man United, 85 million for the boy Anthony. So if that's your data, really, and Sancho, he's been signed for some, whatever it is, 60, 80 million, no getting games. So that shows you that all data doesn't work. And there's with Chelsea, there's loads of players, data doesn't work to a certain extent.
But is recruitment so hard for a club like Dundee as well, because you get different managers most years, don't you? And they all have different ways of playing.
It's not so much, it's the shapes, that's what it is. It's the shapes that can be a problem to you. If you're playing 3 at the back, you need more centre halves. It's like Man United, they're playing 3 at the back now, so we're talking about Sancho had moved on, Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony. So they wide men all got to go. And the recruitment for the previous 10 years, where do we find wide men? Where do we find men? Now it's wing backs, centre halves. So if you change again and put another manager that wants to go to a back four of no wide men. So you have to, that recruitment has to change again.
Stephen Presley did say, when he came in, he didn't plan to play in a 3-5 at the back.
No, he didn't. He was left. Stephen was left with defenders everywhere. And that's the way they wanted to play. And we did all right with that. But Stevens wanted to play with a back four. But we couldn't really change it at that point. We are doing it now because the younger ones that have come in, the wider men, are allowing us to have a back four now. But at that time, you're right, Stephen couldn't change it to a four. He didn't have, that was early, especially in the League Cup and things like that. So he didn't have the people to play the system he wanted to play.
That's maybe the plus side of the League Cup phase, isn't it? You get to see early on what's going to work and what's not.
Yeah.
And it prepares you, whether that's for the good or the bad.
I think it is for the good, because whatever you see in pre-season games, it's not really a game of football. It's when the nitty-gritty starts.
Yep.
You see the true character of the people you're working with. And that's it's whatever you are as a person, your true character as a footballer comes out on the pitch. You'll find out exactly who you are there.
See, on that, when you were a Celtic manager, did you think it was important to have like a core base of Scottish players? Does that matter? Like Rangers turned down the chance to sign Shankland, supposedly Josh Mulligan as well.
There's 11 Scottish players at Middlesbrough.
But again, that's no English players at that time.
Yeah, to be that was a mistake. They're all good lads, but it was a mistake. I should have done something different. But I think it is. I think it is. I think you can find a good core. If you go back to the team that I had, there was a good core of McManus, Wilson, Caldwell, Hartley, Robson.
Aidan would have been.
Sean, big Stephen Pearson, who did well for us. So there was a good group there, but good formed players who were good lads. So whether they're Scottish or not, it's good people you need. And like Jan was, they were convinced he wasn't Dutch.
He was a Scottish Dutchman, wasn't he?
Aye, yeah. They were convinced he was Dutch. We had Big Sammy as well. Wonderful, great team player. He should have been, because he was such a good player, you didn't see the best in him. He always wanted to pass it to somebody else and things like that. And I had to play him as well, because my missus wouldn't come to the game if I played somebody else.
How did she like him?
She thought he was gorgeous. So, is he playing? Aye. All right, I'll come to the game then. Okay. So, yeah. But a wonderful... Now, you're talking about characters and about playing for the club. Do you know, he was in a 4-year contract at Man City. Remember, he come on loan. So we found out he still had 3.5 years left. And at that time, that's gone back, 2006. He was getting 25 grand a week at Man City, right? Another 4 years. So we couldn't afford that. So Peter says to offer him. I went away to Salzburg when he was playing for Greece in the European Championships. So I sat down, I'm sorry, I'm here, but it looks like it's bad news. We can only afford 15 grand a week. I'm coming. I like Celtic. I think I can improve there. So when you're talking about people who want to play for the club and put themselves out, he did that. He took 2/5 of a drop in his wages to come and play for Celtic. And I knew that I was dealing with a real man at that time. Brilliant. So,
unbelievable.
Just on the Rangers thing, because you obviously seen Mulligan first hand at Dundee.
Yeah.
Are you surprised Rangers never took him? Is he good enough to play at that level?
Well, at the time, did anybody know who was in charge of signing stuff at Rangers? Nobody really knew who's signing players at this point. I think they've got more direction now. And Josh is doing well at Hibs. He got real power. Lyle was a bit more technical, gifted, but Josh had all the power, So we're disappointed that Lyle's not getting as many games. He got that bad injury though. But no, Josh has got the power to play in this league. You need a real... This league tests you physically and mentally, this league. Because when people come to the under-21 league in England, because you go and watch it, you go, oh dear, it's dire. Nobody tackles, nobody puts a long ball across. So when they come up here, literally, it's like putting a domesticated animal in a jungle what's going on here? You know, it's seriously. You know, I was watching
Him in a nightclub.
I went to, no, seriously, you have to grow up here because there's tacklers come in, crowd are screaming at you, pressure on top of you, and I went to watch Aston Villa's under-19s against AZ Alkmaar last week. There was no tackle, there was no cross, there was no header. Somebody gets injured, two people run on to see if he's all right. He's just got just two people, really. What do you think he's got? He's hurt his ankle. Do you think he's hurt his ankle? The two of them are talking. You don't need two people to tell you that he's got a sore ankle. Do you think he's got a sore ankle? Yeah. It was horrific. And then when they go up, seriously, when they got up at half time, there was more people got off the two benches that were watching the game. There must have been 18 on each bench. People, sports psychologists, the fitness coaches, that one, nutritionists, they're all getting on there. These wee analysts, well, about 12-year-old with their wee computers walking away. What is going on here? Seriously, and they come to Scotland, right, you're getting it. You know, you're playing St Mirren, Wallop, take that. You know, the teams like that. So
you never done it? Did you do analysis at Celtic? You never did, you?
Never had the technology.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing then.
To go, here we go, then move them about and all that. So we done to watch it. I'm fascinated. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. So I love playing about with it, and I sent some stuff to the coaches. I think I was dating it this morning. It's so easy now to put on this analysis. It's good, but you know, somebody to tell you, he needs a rest because his heart rate's up there, and that's another one. That sleeping one. How did you sleep last night? Really? Wife's left me. I'm in the cell. Kids are screaming.
Are you talking about? How do you know about my life?
I've been told you. And then they'll say, you want to train? Of course I train. Don't be so stupid.
Now if you follow your sheet, you didn't feel like you did a train.
I need out of 10.
You just go off with that. You know, are you sleeping well? No, I'm playing crap. Wife's left me. I've no money. She's wanting half of the money that I've no got. And you're asking me if I'm feeling all right to train. Really? Just get on with it.
Jeng football has gone mad.
Listen, there's good parts here. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, but it's just getting ridiculous now. I mean, I was in the what scientists? Why do they call themselves scientists? For Christ's sake.
That's a great point.
And I'm a scientist. No, you're somebody that brings on water at half time. Right? You know what I mean? And you see them running on at half time to give you the drink. Hell, you better have a drink before that guy has a drink. Oh, right? Really? You know, can you not just wait till we get in the dressing room? It's 50 yards away. We'll get our drink in it. Look at what I'm doing. I've got the water out first before this guy, right? This will make you better. Not Disney, I'm still crap, right? So
the beetroot and all that.
Oh, it's all that nonsense. So I was in in sports science one day. And they were talking about how again, it's like...
Do you imagine a sports scientist going to see him?
So I was watching them talking about this, that, and the heart rates and this, and he's done too much loading and what are you talking about? Too much loading and this and that, and he might need only 55 minutes training instead of 60. Oh, right. So I'm sitting there, and I went... So the doctor was beside me, said, why doesn't somebody know ask you? Because I played till I was 40 in English Premiership, and go...
Great point.
How did you do that, Gordon? Oh no, we've got it here. Really? On my computer? Right, ask me. I played till I was 40.
So why do you think you did?
What? Played till I was 40?
Yeah.
Because I got fit, incredibly fit. I loved the game, and I did, from I was 14-year-old, I went to Gillen, run up the sand dunes, run everywhere, done my milk run. I used to test myself, used to run for school. And when I got to Dundee, I used to run till I collapsed. My mate the other night there, Alex Ferguson, and we're talking about the time when I was running, it's a big bend at Denzi, you get that track round there. I collapsed at the corner flag, when you go in. And they just left me there for 20 minutes. I actually collapsed. I was thrown up running, I collapsed. And then, being football players, they come out with a stretcher, pretending they were the vultures from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. They're coming out like that, and pick me up. I was like, that was me. But I just pushed myself all the time. And the managers are what? You push, and you can't make yourself fitter. Don't accept the fact when you're 21, that's as fit as you've got to get, because that's what they're doing now. You can get fitter, and you can train your heart to lower your heart rate. If you lower your heart rate, then you can recover quickly. So you can get fitter and fitter and fitter and fitter. For instance, the 12-minute run you go.
You used to do 8 laps, I'll never forget that, 8 laps you needed.
Well, I got my best distance when I was 36.
Wow.
Right, so you can train yourself to get fitter. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm sitting these guys watching on the computer. He can do that. He can drink that water. He can be up. He can sleep. Many hours of sleep do you get? Oh, really? Just ask me what I did.
Do you know most clubs now are like match day -2 the cut or whatever it is? So Monday that is, you literally do nothing.
No.
I remember your Mondays, remember the 17, 15, 13
it's good that, wasn't it?
Oh.
What's that?
That was how you started on Monday
That was your
morning,
warm-up.
mate. That was a warm-up. It was a fucking
But see, on the Tuesday, you'd feel fine again.
fine, mate.
But it's also testing people's resilience.
That
And you got
runway
to
run
trust
used to
it. And the runs used to do, and I said, well, it's not about fitness. I want to see who pushes themselves to a maximum. You know, pushing them. So it's a character building runs as well as making you fit. And you see the ones, and they don't have to come first, second, or third. But I just know that somebody will collapse and go, that's as much as he can do. So that was kind of my training all the way. I've still got the times that I did at Aberdeen. I've got a folder with times, and I got the folders at Man United when I was there, and Leeds. Then I took all the stuff. I've got your running distances, your running distances when I went to Celtic. I've still got them.
Wow.
So I know what you did. So it's actually handy when you're later on in life, when you're about 30, 32, when everybody says your legs are going, to go back to this and go, wait a minute, I'm still running the same, or I'm better.
Yeah.
So I must be crap, rather than just my legs are gone.
Who struggled the most at Celtic?
How funny was Big John? Big John Hart.
We used to use Big John to laps on Big John. John was great though. You'd probably get 8 and a bit laps of that. And Big John would get about 6 or something like that, you know. And Big John was great. He would encourage all the kids. On you go, son, that's great, you're doing great. I'll make way for you, and John would let them go.
The Val Sports son.
Lenny was the same too. Lenny was the same.
So was it 8 laps?
No, to be fair, normally 8 laps and a bit more is where you would got to. So so I've got all them for Aberdeen players, up to you players, and then to Middlesbrough. So I know what you need today to be a good footballer. You know, so. And it's interesting when you look back at it, when I meet Charlie McGrew and people like that, I've got your times and all the rest of it. And it's interesting. But no, it was a test. It was a test as well.
Dundee, will they stay up this year?
Aye.
Good. Why?
Because we have good players in attacking areas. We need to tighten up defensively. We're young. It's like the back four the other day, they're part of Dre, right? They were all 22. So it's actually, they actually need a wee bit of help as a young player. You're good, but we need a wee bit of help in that area. We're quite a young team, actually, to be honest with you, really, because the 2 wide men there, I think 19 and...
He's good, 20, is it Cong?
Maybe watched them midweek of Celtic.
Listen, they're good lads, they will have a career. And Joe Wesley, who got injured, Joe's only 21 as well. So it's a right young team and need a bit of help.
And just on Elvis, people think he's like this big, he's one of the best guys you can meet, isn't he?
Oh, he's good. He's good. He's very slow in his delivery, but he's good. As a player, he got better and better as he got older because he has an intellect. And the people like him, the boys like the training. We just need to get, as I said, the only thing in football is winning. You know?
See Si Murray celebrating that goal again?
No way.
Somebody else, he celebrates it like it's him that scored. Have you ever seen him? When somebody else scored, he runs away like that.
I love it.
It's brilliant.
He's great, by the way.
He's a great guy.
He can score your goals, but he can actually fix your plumbing at the same time.
That's right.
He did.
He's no fixture plumbing.
He has. It was the end of last year, and they're having their dinner and whatever, but we couldn't clean the dishes or something. There was something wrong with the plumbing underneath. So he'd scored a couple of goals on the Saturday. Next minute he's underneath there and he's fixing it and he's doing this and all that. And that's it then, and he come out, it was fixed. He did his plumbing. It's great. He's a great fella, great attitude.
This is probably the last time we'll ever have him, because I think he's ever going to come on again. So anything else you want to add?
Do you know that something going on? I don't know.
Have you enjoyed it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good.
Football's great.
Up there with the best ever, aren't he, wasn't it?
I think he goes in at number 1.
It's been incredible.
He took that himself there, didn't he?
It was just a one-man show, wasn't it?
But I heard something, I'm a wee bit scared to ask this, but you don't need to answer it, Gordon, but I heard Ellie said you made a mistake with signing the Scottish boys at Middlesbrough. Do you regret signing all them?
No, I think the volume, he was saying.
No, I think you're probably right. I've become a wee bit lazy and went back to where I thought I was comfortable with. And I think when you get comfortable in football and anything in life, it's not a good sign. I really should have challenged myself more. The guys who I signed were terrific lads and all the rest of it. But I think I should have challenged myself more by going and getting, like talking about Gordon McQueen at the start. Gordon was giving me players from, Craig Dawson was one of them. Did you play with Craig?
He was at Rochdale.
He was at Rochdale. I should have went and did that kind of stuff. I think that would have reinvigorated me as well, and to working with somebody. So it became the kind of same routine again. And it wasn't their fault. They were all good. It was my fault for no testing myself a bit more.
Brilliant. Anything else?
Best mate in football?
Sorry?
Your best mate in football?
Probably Mark McGee, probably.
What a man.
He was your manager at Mulligan.
Have you had him on?
No, but I'd like to.
Honestly.
Could you sort
He's got some funny stories, him, by the way. His whole life is a funny story, by the way. Seriously. He's the only man to have a fight with Fergie and won, by the way.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
What, a roll about like?
Absolutely. You need to get one just for that.
Oh, let's get him on.
that-
To be continued.
Matter of fact, Fergie's book, his last book, starts with that.
The fight with Mark McGee?
Aye. Yeah. And he regrets it. Yeah. But Mark is a funny fella.
Who was your favourite player growing up?
My hero, my kind of local hero was Pat Stanton.
Pat Stanton.
Actually, when I meet him now, I still kind of annoy him. You know, he was, when I was going through a real bad time at Aberdeen, he joined to become the assistant manager. And it kind of changed my career. So Alex scared me into being a better player, but Pat being there and talk about Hibs and Leith and all the rest, I felt comfortable with him there. And I still do now with talking to Pat. I just thought he had everything. He was nothing like a Scottish football player. He was such a good looking fella. You know, he looked like an Italian. He could play as a sweeper, play in midfield, tackle, scored goals. And my mum thought he was gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I thought it was gorgeous. I was some question marks about my sexuality at one point. He was that good looking.
Did you have the same thing when you were on the bus with him?
Eh?
Did you have the same feeling when you were on the bus with him?
Well, to be fair, Pat was never on the same bus as me.
He's got
Pat was never on the same bus as us two. Pat didn't need a bus. No. He was always getting a lift home, Pat. No, but it was great. It was great. Matter of fact, I'm actually, at this moment in time, I've done it. No, I'm not going to tell you, because I've got to tell him what I'm doing. Yeah, because he was my hero. And Jimmy Johnson, George Best, some people like that. Yeah, but Pat was my hero. Yeah. Never.
Strachan. What a guess.